that.
And I know it's your birthday.
What is that?
Your sweet potato.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Emo. Yeah. Thank you, Emo.
It made up for them beans.
Yes, it did. Yeah,
it made up for them little.
It did.
And you only got it. Don't put it
See
too
if
close
I
to
can
me.
just taste for the horn go
Put it
off.
too close to the horn already gone. We're already live. You chewing. And they hear me talking to you.
Check one. Check.
Okay, real quick, guys. Before we go on, I know you like sweet potatoes too. This is for Brother Daniel's birthday. To celebrate his birthday.
Okay.
Celebrate.
Yeah. See, you say them with birthday lentils. Yeah. Yeah, one birthday lentils. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom to the worldwide family. Peaceful Sabbath day, y'all, as we get about our Abba's business. We ain't gonna belabor it, y'all. We're gonna get right to it. Wherever you at on this planet Earth, turn toward holy Jerusalem, from whence cometh our help.
We'll get this opening psalm with the Most High's permission in the name of His only begotten Son.
Yes, sir.
Psalms 82. Yahweh standeth in the congregation of the mighty. He judgeth among the gods.
Yes, sir.
How long will ye judge unjustly and accept the persons of the wicked? Say lie.
Say lie.
Defend the poor and fatherless. Do justice to the afflicted and needy.
Yes.
Deliver the poor and needy. Rid them out of the hand of the wicked.
Yes, sir.
They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course.
Yes, sir.
I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. But ye shall fall like men, and fall like one of the princes. Arise, O Yahweh, judge the earth, for thou shalt inherit all nations.
Hallelujah! Say it. Yes, sir. Once again, y'all, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom to the worldwide family, y'all. Peaceful Sabbath, y'all, as we are into our second day of Purim, like I say, heading toward the end. It started Thursday night to Friday night was one day, Friday night to Saturday night was day two. So we still have just a couple hours before sundown. The Holy Feast of Purim comes to a close. Y'all, we were able to get all of the bags packed, prepare for the homeless. So we got that done. That went off without a hitch. Just want to say shouts out to the committee and those hands on deck that were able to come out and assist with getting those bags ready. Also, most gracious thanks to the family who supported the Feast of Purim. For sending donations in, for supplies needed. So thank y'all very much for that. Also, just want to send prayers out for our sick and shut in. Y'all, our sister Sean resides in Cali. Her along with a couple of family members came to the award show, I believe back a couple years ago, award show. Her father passed. She was able to make it to Indiana, when he transitioned over. But she hurting a little bit, y'all, so she needs the family to lift her up. But she's not grieved to the point in her mourning. She was able to sit with him a whole week. So she came from Cali, and she'll still be in Indy for a while, but she'll send out information concerning his home going. So once again, y'all, prayers for our sister Sean out there in Cali. Also, prayers up for our brother Ariel, He's just under the weather just a little bit, y'all. Nothing major. He just didn't want to cough that North St. Louis cough round here. That Jennings cough. I'm just messing with him. So he wanted to make sure we stayed solid. I see you look, Zeb. That's why I said that.
Jennings still represented right here.
Yes, sir. Just want to send shouts out to our family that continue to support the ministry and the radio station. Shouts out to Malia Humphrey, our brother Urban Reeves. Also to Yariya Ben Yisrael. Shouts out to you, bro. Sister Alicia Scott. And the real JJ, Joliet James. Shout out to you, bro. And Yazazayu. Let me try that again.
I don't think that.
Yazia Yasharala. Boy, you hear that? I got it on that second go round, didn't it?
You sure?
Shouts out to Betty and Ron Lemons, y'all, as well. And Ada and Tarsha Robinson, shouts out to y'all for all y'all do for us, y'all. Today's lesson, 2025 basic laws for feasts. We're coming into the beginning of the feast year. We just ended, well, I should say, our first feast of the year. You know, we look at Purim, but that's more of a commemoration between the end of, it's between dedication and the start of our first feast day of the year, which is the Passover and the Feast of Unleavened Bread. So y'all, we still have a lot of misunderstanding concerning flesh and spirit when it's coming down to our feast days, and it's basically because the misunderstanding of what the priesthood is and what the priesthood consists of. What we did under the order of Aaron with animals, we no longer do. We're moving differently under the order of Melchizedek. Y'all, that where your mind, your belief in the Most High is the best sacrifice you can ever offer. A clean mind, a clean heart. Free of tomfoolery and want something else to take the blame for you. You're going to have to take the blame for yourself. So y'all, with that, we want to get some understanding on the fleshly side of the dietary law versus the spiritual side, as well as, you know, it keeps coming up, who's clean enough to be at the Passover? Who's clean and who's unclean? So we're going to hit just the cleanliness laws, and then we're going to compare them to the order of Melchizedek, Leviticus and Melchizedek, about being clean during these feasts and holy days. Y'all, feast days are made for individuals, not individuals made for the feast days. So when we understand that, if there's anything that blocks you from participating, then there's something has to be amended. It has to be right, because some people be sick in an infirmary for years. Yes. That will lock them out. Do that mean they can't participate in the most holiest days that's, you know, commanded for us to keep? No. So we have to clear that up concerning cleanliness, as well as the washing laws, y'all. We have to understand this, y'all, when we get prepared for these days, y'all. Not only our heart and minds cleansed, but our thoughts of what cleanliness is must be explained and understood, so one can examine himself before he comes out the house. It says examine yourself first. Look in the mirror, check things out, make sure they right, then head on out the door. That's right. That way you won't have to worry about being checked about anything when you get where you're headed. And then we'll finish it up with the ultimate rest goal of the Messiah, when he's talking about why these feast days, what they lead up to, because they're practice, y'all, for what we will be doing in the kingdom. Y'all, it's going to be feast that's going to be knowledge passed out, first spiritual like this, and then we'll eat. There'll be no ending of this, because it'll be done in all righteousness. There won't be no arguing, no fighting, none of that. Just pure understanding and brotherly love, sisterly love, y'all, that we must have. So y'all, we ain't gonna belabor it anymore. Too bad. You got anything out there?
Actually, I do.
What you got, Too Bad?
Question from brother or sister Rashado, and asked me earlier.
Brother, sister, who?
Rashado.
Rashado?
That's the name.
Okay.
The name up there.
Like R-E, and then like shadow?
Yeah.
Okay,
Right,
go ahead. Yeah. All right, shadow. Okay, go ahead, bro. Handle your business. Yeah.
They asked, what's the scripture that explains once a child hits puberty,
Yeah.
They are responsible for their own soul. My
Yeah.
daughter asked for the script and I haven't found where I marked it.
Yeah, we're going over that today. So we'll explain that today. We actually had that on the list. So we'll cover that today in the cleanliness laws and laws concerning how you must show up at a feast day. So we'll get that in accordingly. What else you got to about nothing?
That was it.
Well, y'all, we ain't gonna belabor, we're gonna get right to it. Y'all know how we get down, y'all. We believe in our one and only high priest, crowned by our Father, and yet to be crowned publicly. He's our high priest after the order of Melchizedek, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, locally known as Jesus the Christ. He brings forth the law to every male, female, rich, poor, free bond, Jew, and Gentile. You know, so we must understand the flesh must increase to the spiritual. If you still hanging in your flesh, you drowning in your sin.
You better fight the
You can throw you a life preserver, but you just can't keep grabbing it. Like, why don't he just grab hold of it? You throw it out to him again, he just in the water coming up here, and then he bob back up. Just grab the life preserver.
refuse to do it.
Let's get it, y'all. Leviticus 11 chapter. Y'all, we get a little understanding today, y'all. And sometimes, y'all, it seems redundant, some of the things we may go over. But, y'all, redundancy is what it is. Do y'all think the 7th grade teacher changes her lesson for the next 7th grade class that comes in when the one been promoted to the 8th grade?
But that's how you learn to
That's how you learn. Yes, sir. You know, and when you teach yourself.
Yes, sir.
Because you find out things, you be like, oh.
Dude, I'm back in Genesis.
Yes, sir.
We dealing with the same sin.
Same
Same
sin.
sin. Being done a different way.
Absolutely, bro. Leviticus 11 chapter. And y'all, let me say this again too. Also, y'all, we had some terrible storms here last night. Had a tornado touch down. Actually, our 2x still without lights. All praises that any damage it was passed over. You know, he got lights in his spot areas, a stoplight over here, one over there. But hopefully, at the end of class, lights may be back for bro. Also, thank all y'all who called in, Akshan, Skinny Black, you know, brothers Akmelik to check on us, y'all, to make sure we were doing okay down here.
Hallelujah.
You know, and we do the same for them because those storms head to Memphis right now. So, Sister Weezy, OG Maddox, all y'all up there in Memphis, y'all, we praying for y'all that the Most High pass over you. But y'all, we got a few trees down around here, and been a long time since I said we going in the basement. You know, it was howling pretty good. I'm talking about howling.
Yes, sir.
So let's get it, y'all. Leviticus 11. And this will answer a lot of questions concerning our diet and how we're to look at them. And then we're going to get on the spiritual side and understand why you have to stay away these things as well, why your mind have to be thought. Because as a man thinketh what? So is he. Yes, sir. Looking for. All right, y'all. Leviticus 11 chapter, verse 1.
Leviticus chapter 11, verse 1. And the Most High spake unto Moses and to Aaron, saying unto them, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, These are the beasts which ye shall eat among all the beasts that are on the earth.
So we got to clearly understand these are the beasts. Now understand, these same beasts got on the ark. And they got on the ark under the same understanding, clean and unclean.
Yes, sir.
There were 7 pairs of clean, and there was 2 pairs of unclean. So there was 2 female pigs, 2 male pigs. There was 7 female deer, 7 male deer. Not from the song, right, that you hear in the cartoon. And they went on there 2 by 2. No, they went 2 by 7. So we get to understand it because it's that easy to learn a song of misunderstanding. And you will sing misunderstanding.
You're saying the unclean.
Unclean, yeah, absolutely. Go ahead, Elisha.
Verse 3.
Yeah.
Whatsoever parteth the hoof,
And
is cloven footed,
and is what?
cloven footed, and cheweth the cud,
And cheweth the cud.
among the beasts, that shall ye eat. Nevertheless, these shall ye not eat of them that chew the cud.
Okay, so cud, let's get that understood. I'll explain that. But this is split. Hold on, boy. Look at this. Elijah, them skills is starting to get a little bit better. But a split hook, no. Let me get that a little bit better. What that look like? Does that look like a split hoof? Okay, look, so that's a split hoof. What animals have split hoof? That means the hoof is almost like in a rounded, pointed shape, and in the middle of the hoof is split from the top all the way back. Cows have that hoof, deer have that hoof, lamb have that hoof, buffalo have that hoof, giraffe have that. Goat has that. So, y'all, it says we can eat that, but they must chew the cud. So, Zeb, if you can, you look up cud for me.
Partly digested food returned from the first stomach of the ruminants to the mouth for further chewing.
So, what happens is everything that has split hoof and chew at the cud is two things. There's always two that you must agree with, you know, or the scriptures say you must agree with to understand that it's clean meat. Must split hoof and chew the cud. So what happens? It goes into his first stomach when he first chews herbs, grass, or whatever it chews. It goes to the first stomach. It's then threw up back up into the mouth and chewed again into the second area to make sure it's got rid of all of its impurities. Because it's chewed twice. It's almost ground like you do when you're making juice. You know what I'm saying? You ground it up or whatever. So it has to do those two things. If animals don't have that, they're not legal. So we just read what's legal. It has to chew plants. It can't chew meat of no sort. Shalom, Brother Darrell. Go ahead, bro. Elisha.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, verse
4.
Okay.
4. Nevertheless, these shall ye not eat of them that chew the cud, or of them that divided the hoof, as the camel.
As the camel. The camel chew at the cud, right? But it don't have split hoof. It have like a paw. Is that what it's saying? Read that again.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Because he cheweth the cud, but divided not the hoof. He is unclean unto you.
So y'all picture this saying a camel chew grass, but it has feet like a horse. So you can't eat camel meat. It's not allowable, even though it eat herbs and it eat grass. Its feet won't allow you to eat its meat. Let's go some more. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead, mister.
Mama put him on the spot.
Yeah.
No, we were thinking about the camel. The camel got split hook. Split, but it's not clean to eat.
No, it says of them divided hoof as the camel, yeah, got split hoof, because he chewed the cud, but divided not the hoof. So a camel
feet are they're actually like a flat-footed beast.
Yeah.
Like a horse.
Right, like if you pull up a camel now, you won't see a split hoof on the camel. It's almost like flat paws. It's almost like he got toes almost.
Yeah.
You know, so if you Google it real quick, you'll see the feet. If you do the feet of a camel. It'll pop right up for you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, mister. Go ahead. No problem, mister. Yeah, go ahead.
Verse 5.
Yeah.
And the coney.
And the what?
The coney.
That's a different form of rabbit. It's a kind of rabbit. It may have longer ears than the regular one, but you look up coney, it means of the rabbit family. Go ahead.
Because he cheweth the cud, but divided not the hoof. He is unclean unto you.
So rabbits are unclean, y'all. When you lived in Mississippi, everything was clean. Rabbits, dogs, cats, raccoons, but we never, because we didn't understand the law. But this says a rabbit, though, even though it eat rabbit food, we talk about grass and people on lettuce diets, they say you eating that rabbit food. But a rabbit has a paw as well.
Yep.
It's a little small foot, look like it got 3 or 4 fingers on it.
It's supposed to be lucky, but it ain't
Yeah.
lucky.
Look, you got a lucky rabbit's foot, but it ain't lucky for him. He got 3 feet now. Yes, sir. Go ahead, Elisha.
Verse 6.
Yeah.
And the hair.
And the what?
The hair.
The hair is like Bugs Bunny. When y'all ever seen that, he used to be called the hair. Go ahead.
Because he cheweth the cud, but divided not the hoof. He is unclean unto you.
Okay. Now here the one we always deal with that causes a lot of problems and misunderstanding for some people. Go ahead.
And the swine.
And the who?
The swine. Though he divide the hoof, And he be cloven footed, yet he cheweth not the cud.
He cheweth not the cud.
He is unclean to you.
He is unclean. This is why he's unclean, because his feet look just like a deer, a goat, a lamb, a bullock, but he chews whatever you'll put in there for him. He don't care what he chew. He'll chew you if they cut you up and put you in there.
They ain't gotta cut you up. Just sit there long enough.
Just sit there long enough. Look, and you can't poison swine. You have to slash their throat. A snake venom don't even kill a swine. So this is what it's saying. It's just not saying because pork ain't good for you. You have to understand the law why it's not good. You know why? Because remember, and the evening and the morning were this day, and it was good. See, so you can't call swine bad. They're just bad to consume as food. But they have other qualities that you must have it around you. It has another purpose. It was your trash disposal. So you wouldn't have trash and disease around you all the time.
Like on the Flintstone.
Like on the Flintstone, he was up under the sink. He was the garbage disposal. See, y'all, they'll put it in many forms because it's without excuse. You don't know what the law is. You know, it's presented to us every day.
Right.
Let's get some more, Elijah.
But that's also nature teaching you.
Yeah.
I think it's maybe a misunderstanding about the camel feet or whatnot. They got over there in the chat saying camel do not have feet like a horse, my brother. A horse has a hoof, but it's not split. And he says horses do not have paws. What are you guys talking about?
Now, look, we're just giving just kind of giving you a symbol to look at it that it's not split hoof. We understand what it's saying. We're just saying paw like a dog paw, whatever. We're just saying it's not a split hoof. We understand what type of camel and what a horse have, a horse hoof that you put horseshoes on. We're just trying to get you to look at it from perspective that it's not split all the way back.
Right.
That's all you pull up a deer and then pull up a horse. We're just trying to make the difference. One looks almost solid like this.
Right.
Yeah, the horses is solid.
And the other one is like nano, like that. If y'all understand what I'm saying. That's all we're trying to say, but we're going to get to them and we'll stay clear in case we're causing someone to misunderstand or it sounds like we're misunderstanding.
It looked like two big toes.
It just looked like two big toes. It's not a hoof though. It's more of a foot.
Exactly.
It's not a hoof than what you could call a hoof.
Right.
Camel have two big toes, you know.
Right.
See, they always compare that to something, but we ain't gonna get into that. Let's get some more. Yes. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, Elijah.
Let me read.
Yes, sir.
Verse 8.
Yeah.
Of their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcass shall ye not touch. They are unclean to you, referring to the swine.
Yeah, so their flesh and their carcass, meaning the dead, that's what a carcass is, dead flesh. You can't touch it. You can't bring it home as roadkill. You can't say, oh, this our lucky day.
Right.
A tiger done killed it and something must have run it off, so this going on our table.
Right.
Let's get some more.
Easy kill.
Easy kill, yeah.
Verse 9.
Yeah.
These shall ye eat of all that are in the water. Whatsoever hath fins and scales in the water. In the sea. And in the rivers. Them shall ye eat.
So it said the rivers and the seas. If it don't have scales and fins, Shalom, AZ Ben Yehuda. If it don't have scales and fins, you cannot eat it. There's things that's slick, that has slick. They may have fins, but they don't have scales.
They have skin.
Yeah, right, so you have to make sure you're going by both of what it says. Fins and scales. If it got that, it's legal. You don't have to keep beating around the bush. Nor do you have to keep beating around the bush with a camel. Even though it looked like a split hoof, it ain't. It's split toes. Almost look like you got a toenail on the end of that camel foot.
Look real right.
Go ahead. And y'all have to understand, certain things were created for certain things. Being camels are in the desert, those feet are padded to handle that hot sand. That sand gets to 120, 135 degrees. Ain't no regular nothing. A dog can't handle the asphalt getting hot.
Nope.
Those camels are designed to handle that heat. Not only that, they go 2, 3 days, 4 days without water. They store water. They are designed for the desert. The desert automobiles. Let's get some more. But you can't eat them.
So, Brother Daniel, the Creator in His infinite wisdom, which is greater than ours, He's always designed something for every climate and every place. And His design goes without saying that this is who He is and what He does.
Absolutely, because He knew where it was going to be cold. He knew where it was going to be hot. Ain't no polar bears in the Midwest. Ain't no polar bears in Florida. Polar bears where they can go underwater and ice cold below zero and come back up and ain't shivering one bit.
Yep.
Not only that, polar bears are the toughest on earth. You think it's the grizzly bear, but it's the polar bear. Yep. The polar bear is the king of the bears. Yes, sir. He gets busy, y'all. Let's get some more. You on look 10.
Verse 10.
Yeah.
And all that have not fins and scales in the seas and in the rivers, of all that move in the waters, and of any living thing which is in the water, they shall be an abomination unto you.
Y'all understand an abomination, y'all? That means felony diet. And that's what it means. It's saying, because I'm giving you the instruction. I don't care how good it look. I don't hear how good you say somebody said it tastes. If they say it tastes just like, that's a problem. See, because they try to give us these camps give us false messiahs that they say taste like the Messiah. No, he don't taste like the Messiah. Because if he did, you wouldn't be doing the corruption you're doing.
That's right.
Let's get some more.
It's real simple.
Yes, sir.
They shall be even an abomination unto you. Ye shall not eat of their flesh, but ye shall have their carcasses in an abomination.
Yes, sir.
Whatsoever hath no fins nor scales in the waters, that shall be an abomination unto you.
So do anybody have any questions at this point about so far the meat and the fish that we eat? Because see, you can have somebody say, I'm off a meat diet, I'm only on fish, and don't know what they eat. What type of fish they eat. Just because you don't eat meat no more, you can't gobble up catfish. It don't have scales. It got fins, but it don't have scales. And not only that, it's a bottom feeder. It was good that the Most High created it to clean all the filth out of the ocean. So that you can eat your tilapia, so that you can eat your scales and fin fish. That's what it does. It's your filtering system. Everything must have a filtering system. We have filtering systems. Lymph nodes, kidneys, liver, bile ducts. Those are our cleansing systems within us. And you can't overload it, put filth on a design that's designed to kill filth. You'll overpower it. It's not designed to do it. It's designed to keep things in order. But you can't flood it out and think it's going to work. It's not designed to take an overload like that. Go ahead. Where we at, bro?
Verse 13. And these are they which ye shall have an abomination among the fowl.
Now we're going to birds and what we can eat, the different type of fowls, Fowl, birds. Go ahead.
They shall not be eaten. They are an abomination. The eagle, and the ostrich, and the osprey, and the vulture, and the kite after his kind, every raven after his kind, and the owl, and the nighthawk, and the cuckoo, and the hawk after his kind, and the little owl, and the cormorant, and the great owl, and the swan,
and the what?
And the swan, and the pelican, the great eagle, and the stork, the heron after her kind, and the lapwing, and the bat.
And the what?
The bat. All fowls that creep, going upon all four, shall be an abomination unto you.
So all fowls that go upon four. Sometimes you'll get an individual that'll read another script, And they almost say a chicken walk on all four. Now wait a minute. I done seen a chicken, but I ain't never seen a 4-foot chicken. Chickens have 2 wings, you know, which you can look at as arms or whatever, and they got 2 feet, don't they? If you see a chicken with 4 feet, yeah, please don't eat that. Something going on with that, boy. You get
That's a Bill
4
Gates.
chicken feet and 1 whole chicken.
That's a Bill Gates chicken.
Boy, look here. What you got, bro?
Sharon Patton in the chat asked, does that include sea moss?
Well, now we're going to get to the herbs of the field. That should be coming up. So we're going to get to that as well, because everything has its purpose.
Yes.
And it tells you what exactly you're supposed to do with it. Yes. But notice the fowls, it only named the birds that we can't eat. So it's not telling you the ones you can. So all you have to do, instead of saying, is that clean to eat, just look at the unclean list. Right. If you see it creep on all fours, if you see the bird, if it does this, if it eats other meat.
Right, animal of prey, if it's a bird of prey.
A bird of prey. It kills this animals like an eagle will swoop down and grab a rabbit up, pick it apart, take the remnants to its children.
What about that ostrich? Is he off now?
Osprey, yeah. Ostrich, yeah. Yeah, ostrich is out of that osprey family, yeah.
Everything that it lists, you have to think it's after its kind. Too.
Yeah.
So everything that it lists, anything that's related to it is off the list.
Right.
So what he's doing is giving you probably the progenitor of that kind.
Yeah. Like the first dog was a wolf. Right. Everything came off the wolf. Y'all understand what I'm saying? That's why I always say the wolf shall lay down with the lion. It's going back to the very first of what we would call a dog.
Right.
It's that very first wolf. That's what it's named after. It devours like that. And then they start breeding other things with it. That's how you get a pit bull and then you get a Rottweiler. But they all come from the dog family. Just like human mankind. You got Israelites, you got Japanese, you got Chinese, you got Africans, you understand what I'm saying? A spin-off, but you got to make sure they're in the line. Just like a spin-off of who Israel is. He's not Ishmael, even though Ishmael Hebrew, and he's not Esau, even though Esau is Hebrew. It's Hebrew Israelite. Y'all understand? So there's always going to be that separation for you to know what you can do and what you should follow and who has the law to give forth. Even though they Hebrew, but they did not wrestle with the angel like Jacob. Esau's name was never changed. Ishmael's name was never changed, according to prophecy given to him to carry the law. Y'all understand?
Nor was he married unto and had a covenant with him.
Absolutely, bro. What you need to do?
So the question was,
Uh-huh.
we're looking for eggs, and someone, this class is really good. Someone asked me the other day, since we're looking for eggs, can the ostrich egg be eaten?
No, to tell you about that, we'll get into eggs too. It's the book of Job. We'll deal with eggs as well. Go ahead, bro.
Got Emmanuel Israel in the chat asking, Shalom family, what kind is duck? Is it considered unclean?
Now look, y'all, we have to always remember this. When in doubt, do without. What we're asking is, ducks spend their time on the water. So what we're talking about now is everything we just named are what's called water birds. See, we eat the fowls of the earth. So what I'm talking about, you have what's kind of considered domestic duck, but they still swim, you know, and it's what they eat, that diet, and are they related to the swan? So you have to look up the different forms of duck. You have some kind of Mandarin, I forget the name of it. Then you have domestic, but there's still a problem with them because they're 80 to 90% fat meat.
And we're prohibited to eat the fat of anything.
Yeah, of anything. So you have to understand. But when in doubt, if you're having trouble and you're struggling with Barbara, that duck and noodle sure tastes so good. But all you really got is a bone of duck and some skin, and you got duck juice. Ain't no meat. I ain't never, when I was eating duck and noodles or duck and rice, you understand what I'm saying? It was just always that bone, a piece of skin, and some fat meat. Right.
It's greasy.
And all you did, look, the enjoyment was, so we thought, was just sucking the juice out the box. Because that's all you technically had.
I never liked duck.
What you got, bro? But what we're saying, when in doubt with it, do without, but check the family of the duck.
And it still come from this, it still has the webbed feet like a swan. It's of this kind too.
That's what we're talking about. So we want to make sure that it's just not his feet, because that's what Nerf and them wore me out back in the day, boy. They like, why we ain't supposed to eat duck? I said, because it got webbed feet. Him and Uncle Jim, boy, was laughing. I'm talking about some knee slapping laugh. But I had to go to the scripture to explain.
Right.
Yes, webbed feet could be an issue, but it don't say that.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? It's just saying after its kind, so we have to track its kind.
Right.
Because its kind may not have webbed feet like a stork.
Right.
A stork don't have webbed feet.
That's what I'm saying. It don't have to.
But something else may have a webbed feet other than duck. That's out of that same line.
A swan has duck feet.
You know.
The same webbed.
So you have to see we're just going in its kindred. Just like a wolf. You say, well, a wolf is not like my German Shepherd. Well, your German Shepherd is just a watered down version of a wolf. It's domestic. That's the difference. But you can't bring a wolf into your house because a wolf has not been domesticated, meaning it don't know how to live around humans. Next thing you come in, blood all over his mouth and the baby gone. It's just a pacifier there. What you mean leaving a guard wolf dog around?
Now he growling at you.
Yeah. I want to see where this baby came from. I want a little taste of that. I'm saying. Let's get some more. Yes, sir. Let's get a patent on this. Go ahead. Where you at, Elisha? You at? I hope that answered.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm down.
So yeah, duck has always been in question, y'all. But look, it's duck. Look up the Antidade family. A-N-T-A.
Somebody put it in.
They put it in there?
Yeah.
Okay. But that's the family, y'all. Don't let domesticated get you. And the reason I'm saying this because there's something called a turkey buzzard. Mm-hmm. They say you can't eat that, but it don't eat flesh. It just has the goozer of a buzzard. But it's still full turkey. But it's legal. It just gave it that name because of what's up under here. They say that looks like a turkey vulture. But that turkey vulture does not devour meat or people or anything, any birds or rabbits or anything. No. It just has that title. So we have to be careful with the title. Google it and see what its diet is.
No, the turkey vulture is the predatory. It's just it's called the turkey because it resembles the prairie turkey.
Right.
But the turkey vulture is actually a bird of prey because it does eat.
The turkey vulture does?
Yeah.
Okay.
The turkey vulture eats roadkill and.
Right. You're absolutely right, Elisha. You're absolutely right. So I misspoke on that. And what he's saying is the turkey vulture is actually a vulture type, but it looks just like a turkey. Well, what people will do is take that turkey vulture and say you can't eat any turkey then because of that. But it's actually from the vulture family.
Right.
It just looks like a turkey.
Yeah,
like frog tastes like chicken.
Right.
But that's a leg, not a wing.
But
Go ahead.
Read right here. Somebody put it in the chat as somebody by the name of the Chosen.
Yeah, I know Chosen. Yes, sir.
How you pronounce that? Antidade,
whatever it is. Yeah.
They put in there all the biological family of water birds that includes ducks, geese, and swans.
See, that's what we're talking about. Antidade. So y'all, when you look at the family of them, yeah, you understand that. So we've been down that road with it. No matter what you may think, you have to trace its origin and be true to yourself. If you feel it's clean and you eat it, then you shouldn't have no effects from it.
But the scripture says we shall not eat of the swan.
That's what it says clearly.
Flat out.
Flat out. Or its kind.
So when you say its kind, you're saying ducks and geese and the rest of them.
Yes, sir.
So ain't no getting around.
Even though it must have tasted good to you, but it was tasting good without knowledge. Because what tastes good may not be good. Wickedness tastes sweet.
That's right.
It ain't a piece of red velvet cake that can taste as sweet as wickedness.
But it leads you to death
Yes,
and
sir.
destruction. eternally.
Yes, sir. It's just like eating chitlins and then say, I know they're going to have my head swimming.
Yeah.
What do you mean by my head swimming? That means dizzy and start to sweat and lightheaded, but you eat it anyway.
Is the turkey vulture's heads bald?
Look it up real quick,
Yeah,
huh?
it's
Look it up real
bald,
quick. Just bring
but
up a
it
picture
looks
of a,
just like a
turkey
turkey.
vulture.
Yeah, I saw one up close around the street, around the block from us. Eating on a cat in the street.
Yeah, just do a photo of turkey vulture.
Yeah, they big too, boy. They're huge.
You got it right there? Yeah, if somebody can pull it up for everybody to see it.
They got a head. That head looks like a turkey. It's bald.
And what it says diet is, what you got? Let me see that, Zed. Yes, sir, that's him. Yeah, that's him. That's him right there. So because something look like something, that don't mean we can eat
It don't look like a turkey to me.
It's a vulture.
it. Yeah.
Some of them have the.
Yeah, they got the
Well,
little
look, they
neck
got
on it.
that. They got that.
But I'm just
yeah,
saying the head ain't the
gooses.
same.
Yeah.
Take that little gobble, gobble.
Well, see that's what they just named it so you could be aware of it. They didn't say that's gonna make it legal.
No,
You know,
it's still a vulture.
it's still a vulture. So y'all, we want to get those things clear. It tells us what birds we can't eat.
And another reason why it's called a turkey vulture is because that's what it hunted.
It hunted turkeys, huh? Boy, it was on the hunt for them, huh?
Ate those.
Yes, sir.
The turkey has a little snap.
Y'all, and that's what we talking about. Everybody add in to make sure the lesson go forth. And y'all got your best friend right now in the sense of going to the library. It's just called Google. Y'all just Google these things, you know. And look, it's going to always be two sides because the devil can't give you free cases. It'll say something in the flesh and then it'll say it's spiritually. It's always going to do that. I don't care what words you look up in the dictionary. It'll tell you the flesh side of it and it'll tell you the spiritual side of it. So that you cannot say, I had a bad dictionary on the day of judgment. It's like every Bible on earth. I don't care what version they tell you to look at. You go to Ezekiel 18 and Exodus 20. If that law changed, that Bible ain't no good. I don't care about what you're saying, Peter said up here, or what this said up here. Everything must be done by the law. Y'all understand what I'm saying? By the law. So nothing can switch. One law can't rule out another law either. It don't work that way. Law is law. Law works together with law. Law don't work against law. That's what precept upon precept means. Rule of law upon rule of law. So you can't be on your precepts until you understand what rule of law means. And there's a difference, something called the letter of the law. That's where, if it say that, you better do it just like that. And I always give this example. A letter of the law is like the speed limit say 55. Technically, if you went by the letter of the law doing 54 or 56, you breaking the law. If we went by the letter of the law. But because you have liberty don't mean you can break the law. There's a grace period within that. You try to stay under 10 miles an hour. If it's 70, you're trying to stay below 80. You go 80, you in danger of getting a speeding ticket. You say, hey man, don't y'all give me at least 5 miles over 70? You giving out tickets for 75?
Yeah, tolerance.
But when you're doing 108, ain't no
tolerance.
bargaining at that point. Because they don't have a slow down period for you. And what I mean by speed like that, at 70 means you must be 7 full car lengths behind the next car. If he just having to stop on his brakes and it stops in the middle of the highway, with you being 7 car lengths back, you should slow right before you hit his rear end. Because if you hit him in the back, you're guilty anyway. It ain't no minute he stopped in the middle of the street on me like that. None of that matters in the court of law. Because you should be behind him. If it's 35, 3.5 car lengths behind the car that's in front of you. Because that should give you time to slow down. Unless you ain't got no brakes, you Flintstone slowing down. Open the door and put your foot out there and be like, no, that ain't gonna work. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah.
Especially if you got on platform, one gonna be wore down, boy, you gonna be walking with a limp to that concert, ain't you, boy? Go ahead, bro.
Foot loose.
Yeah.
Verse 21.
Yeah.
Yet these may ye eat of every flying creeping thing that goeth upon all fours, which have legs above their feet, to leap withal upon the earth.
So now it's getting into, it said the 4-footed that creep, that belly rubs the ground. You can't eat, but now these are 4-footed that hop. You understand? And you're going to get into it. Go ahead, Elisha.
Even these of them ye may eat. The locust after his kind.
The locust after it kind, or what looks like a grasshopper. You can eat that. That's what John the Baptist ate. Wild honey and locust. What you got back there? Shema, huh?
You can put some butter in the skillet.
Uh-huh.
Put some grasshoppers on.
Yes, sir.
Saute them up and eat.
Boy, you sound like you done did that.
I've been thinking about that.
Yo, you been thinking about it, boy. Look here, but they good to go, bro.
Yes, sir.
You know, you feeling a little John the Baptist-ism? Yes, sir.
When tribulation comes, guess what? They're gonna be just like peanuts.
Look, they devour everything, and then you could devour them. So it ain't as bad as it seems.
Right.
It just means you don't have any trading power now, but you still can eat. You understand how merciful the Most High is? Let's get some more. And also, y'all, let me just say this too, y'all. I forgot to fail them and got our sister in, came down to fellowship with her sister Margaret, right there. Shalom, Sister Margaret. It's y'all family, y'all. That's Sister Margaret. Yeah, she was down at our old spot, and the old spot was still, you know, helping us out, so to speak, and directed her right down to where we was, got in contact with us. So, you know, that's a good thing that the peeps still look out, because she could have said, I don't know who they are and where they went.
We put them out 2 months ago.
Yeah. We told them to get going. Dadado, D-E-D-A-D-O. Dadado. Shalom, sis, go ahead. Yeah.
Even these of them, verse 22.
Yeah.
Of them ye may eat.
Uh-huh.
The locust after his kind.
Yeah.
And the bald locust after his kind. And the beetle after his kind. And the grasshopper after his kind. But all other flying creeping things which have 4 feet shall be an abomination unto you.
Yeah, so you have to look up 4-footed beast creature. And this is what this one individual thought a chicken, this meant for a chicken. We like, wait a minute.
How can we convince Brother Jacob to eat a couple of locusts and grasshoppers?
Yes, sir. Well, I guarantee you.
You could barely get him to go out to the woods.
Yeah. Well, I guarantee you, boy, when that belly button start touching that spine, boy, grasshoppers will taste like the best chicken.
Give it here.
Let's get some more, y'all. Go ahead. You on verse 24.
24. And for these ye shall be unclean. Whosoever toucheth the carcass of them shall be unclean until the evening.
So look at this, what it's saying, y'all, unclean to evening. Y'all, unclean simply means, so we get it out and we quit badgering people and tell them they ain't worthy to come around the assembly. It always says till evening, before the sun goes down. They just can't take their uncleanness into another day. Evening is twilight when the streets come on. That's your cutoff time. When darkness hit, you're into another day. You cannot take that over. It just said uncleanness till evening. It don't know what it's saying is contamination usually presents itself before evening. If it was the night before, from what I hear from some men, you'll be down on grand before the evening. If it happened the night prior, you will be on grand before the evening. You'll be on grand at 8 a.m. when they open up, from what I heard. Go ahead, Elisha. I mean, too bad.
Black Apples in the chat asks, can we use...
Shalom, Black Apples. Yeah.
Can we use turkey gizzards for seasoning gravy?
So we're gonna get into that too, because we're talking about organs, Elijah.
Yes, sir.
We're talking about the organs or blood purifiers. That's what we're saying. Blood purifiers. Liver is a blood purifier. There's something called cod liver oil. Even though the codfish is clean, its liver is not to be eaten because it purifies the blood in the fish. Y'all understand that? Go ahead.
You got that Toby.
Yeah, I got told it. Yeah. We're talking about them different fish. The gall and the bladder was used to run off a devil.
Yeah.
And y'all look in the book of Tobit. So y'all, we have to understand what we can eat. Blood purifies. If it's purifying blood of even of itself, you can't then eat it. It's like Write this. If you believe you can eat any of these things like catfish does, do this and we'll believe you. Stick your hand in the bottom of your fish tank, rub them rocks around, pull them out, and throw them in your mouth like sunflower seeds and just wish them around. And then spit each rock out and swallow the residue. You know, I don't need to keep doing that every other month, that suction thing. Just put your hand down there, get a little bit of it and spit it out, but swallow that residue.
Now my fish tank is clean.
Now my fish tank clean. Go ahead. Go ahead, bro. Where you at? Verse 25.
That wouldn't be good.
No, that wouldn't, bro.
Okay.
Go ahead. You got one.
Another one.
Yeah.
Let's see. Trying to pronounce that name. Diana Kelly.
Uh-huh.
Yes. So chicken is clean, even though I've seen them eat mice.
You've seen them eat mice in an unkempt facility. What we're talking about, you eat anything. We ate our children, and we ain't supposed to eat them when the Babylonians cut the city off and wouldn't let no food in. We ate our children because we looked at the children as pure. Nobody wanted to eat the old man. 80-year-old man, wasn't nobody asking to put him on the fire. Young children, so I'm just saying how the mental would go. That don't make it no better because you ain't supposed to do cannibalism. But I'm just saying, from that perspective. But read that question to me again, too, so I'm understanding it perfectly.
Put it back up on the screen.
Yeah.
Everybody else can see it also.
Chicken is what it's kind because of what it eats. Look, you can go out there right now and do, what is that start with a P? What is that chicken farmer? Purdue or something. And you go out there and look at their farms. They raise off the ground. They prevent it from anything to get them caught. They feed them the grain and everything they need to feed them. There's no way they can get to a mouse. Every time they show you chickens eating a mouse, it's usually a rotten kennel ain't been taken care of. It's food, it's debris everywhere, trash everywhere, and these things are picking what they can to eat. But when you look up Purdue or you look up the well-kept chicken farms and different things, you won't see nowhere, and you'll look at their diet. The diet is absolutely clean. They're fed 100%. They brag about how clean their chicken is. Free of any of that. It's just like when these people want to get you off of beef, they'll show you a slaughterhouse, a cow that's got mucus coming off of it. Well, that was a bad cow. That cow was left off. But they show you that. Why do they show you that one instead of all the ones that's clean? They want you to look at it like it's no good. See mucus coming out of that cow. What about this one over here? Ain't no mucus coming out of this one. But then we get down to what does the law say?
Right. And then the Most High cleanses that which he knows is set out for you to be. That is clean.
Yeah.
So that you pray over for him to cleanse if you have doubt about it's going through his process.
Right.
And he'll cleanse that for you. You can't pray over unclean food that he'd already placed on the list.
Yeah.
As unclean food not to eat and think he's going to cleanse that for you when he'd already told you that's forbidden meat.
Right.
But you also have to look at exactly the land of our captivity and how they run and operate its operations through propaganda.
Yeah.
So if they are trying to push a certain narrative, then they're going to show you the bad side of everything. Yeah. So it convinces you that this is not good.
Yeah. So look, they'll do the same thing with birthdays, Elijah. Instead of looking at, birthday's good, and you keep looking at a birthday's bad, only thing you're going to keep coming up with is an event that happened on somebody's birthday that was bad. But every day is somebody's birthday, ain't it?
Yes, sir.
What if you born on 9/11? You know, what does it matter to me? My soul day was yesterday, 314 day. What that mean? That make me any special than anybody else?
You wasn't born in 314.
Huh?
You wasn't born in 314.
Look, I say today. Yeah. But look, I dwelt in the 314, so I'm doubled up. So, but y'all just saying those type of things don't make anything legal. Because you find another route. If the Most High said that's what it is, either you're going to be obedient or you're going to be disobedient. He say, Sacrifice and offerings I would not. I'd rather have an obedient heart.
Right. And so,
Miss me with all the sacrifices.
so it comes down to this. If it's on the clean list,
Yeah.
if you truly believe in Most High and His only begotten Son,
Yeah.
why are you doubting what He said?
Yeah. Yeah.
It comes down to just, hey, let's be real.
Yeah.
Do you believe or don't you believe?
Don't you believe?
It's real simple.
That's what it comes down to.
And look, your belief can't stop at I believe what I'm saying, but then you go to a fast food restaurant because they cook both meats on the same grill. Not only do you stand there and watch juices from that other meat popping on yours, you pay for it. Right. You think they're going to roll out a special Hebrew grill? Hebrew in the house! Hebrew in the house! And they roll out a special grill, or if they going, if a dude in front of you ought, give me the Big Mama hamburger, I want it triple, I want extra bacon on it. I want all that, and I want it cooked separately. And they're going to put that burger right there and put his bacon right there. And then when you come in next, just give me a burger with none of them extras right there. They're going to put it on the same grill. They ain't going to change grill, but you saying to yourself, I'll take what little bit will get me cleansed out because I am ordering from the clean list. It's just the fact that they got them on the same grill. And y'all know one place you will always go to, these hibachi grills. They cook in front of you. They cook by order. Well, everybody on this side of the table, because you have strangers at the table with you, eat all clean. On this side, it may be all bad. So they got shrimp going over there, the juices. You have to tell them, look, this side, don't mess with that. Don't even cook that on this side. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Or you got to quit eating out. It's the only two choices you got. But that means stop eating out, period. That's everything. You got to watch your shopping. You don't know? Because it say all beef, dogs, but packed in a pork casing. Yep. That means the ingredients have to be read, everything you get. Let me see. You know what else it got to be? It's got to be trust in whoever wrote them ingredients. Mm-hmm. You trust them more than you trust the Bible.
What's in the soil you grow your vegetables?
What is the what?
What's in the soil?
Oh, that's what we got to talk about. What's in the soil? Chemtrails, acid from up above. Unless you got greenhouse. You running greenhouse, then that's a whole nother story. But those things, you can wash them off. Wash it off. That's why we always see in the Bible, wash it thoroughly with water. Wash it thoroughly with water. Make sure ain't no more blood in it. Get the blood out and pray over what's clean. Like some people say, well, you eating grapes and they don't have no seeds in them. Well, is it a unit grape? Look, is it still called a grape? If it don't change the name, it ain't nothing else. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Seeds just mean it can't reproduce. But that don't stop it from being a grape. If a man have his manhood clipped, does that make him not a Bible believer because he can't produce children anymore? Or is he a eunuch now for the kingdom? So oranges, because we ain't not growers. Who out here got orange groves and everything we eat in their backyard that they can load up and take to the market here in the city? We live, and what about us that live in apartments? What we gonna do? What about the homeless that have to go to a homeless shelter to eat? That's the only food they got. What they gonna do? They gonna check the ingredient list. No, wait a minute. Just cause you see these hobo clothes on me don't mean I eat bad. Let me see the packages y'all got this meat out of.
If you don't get your bum looking.
Yeah. So y'all, we have to understand. That's why it say if you pray over what's on the legal list, he'll clean the impurity. Because we were told in Ezekiel, you're gonna eat your bread defiled among your captives. It's saying they ain't gonna clean it like you. They work off a different program. Your cleansing part is the Messiah. Pray over your food, whether it's clean. Y'all understand? Well, you can't pray over it if it's not. But if it's clean and there's a possibility you went to a market to get it, then there's a possibility it's got taint on it. There's a great possibility. Just read the ingredients, but then you have to trust who wrote the ingredients. Because they could have just put in there all natural products, no additives. Ain't no swine in this. We guarantee it, but how would you know unless you put it up under a microscope? See, but if we say they lying, just don't go to the market. But Paul told us you can eat what's in the marketplace. Just order what you gonna order and get on out of there.
But remember, we had to go to Egypt, the land of our captivity,
To get
the land
bread.
of our enemy, to get bread. So, what did we have to do then? We had to trust in Messiah that he was going to cleanse whatever we brought in
On the legal list.
on the legal list. We were going to be okay. Because it could have very well easily been Egyptians tainting our food. Them niggas this.
Or like you get confused in the marketplace and get your two by like, well, Sula Market, they have alligator down there. They may cut your meat with this blade. That's why we go to the Arab store. Well, who do the Arab worship?
They clean over their meat.
So he cutting your lamb, but he's singing. Waka, waka, waka. See, dog, that's why I come here. You don't see no pork around here. Yeah, how many more slices you got? About 10 more. Waka, waka. What's the problem with that?
He's sacrificing your meat to the
Go ahead, what you got, bro?
Touching that meat with that black hand too.
Well, I don't know what that means, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying, if you looking at it about law, what happened with the right hand? Hold on, you say they cutting with the right hand or what hand?
They touching the meat with that right hand and handling it with that hand.
Well, as long as it ain't the left hand. It's the left hand was the wiping hand because most people are commonly right-handed. Yeah, see the left hand you wipe with, so you can't be passing this. He goes there, you can't pass that with the left hand because you don't know if the fingernail's been cleaned out.
But what if you wipe with your right hand?
Well then you look here, it's a problem. You got to eat by yourself. But look, those are not our laws anyway. Those are Arab laws. Y'all understand? They Arab laws. So we ain't never had in our custom you couldn't do it because they had a problem with thieves. You would cut your hand off. Thieves under this covenant don't get their hand cut off. So that was a different culture, y'all. But that's why you'll see them, one of them eating at the table by itself. This hand is like here, and this one is still good, but he over there by himself. Why you won't come to the big table? And all he do with this hand is, they use them, hold donuts or, where it cut off or, Go ahead, y'all. Let's get some more. Go ahead. Yeah. Now let's go get back to hoof dividing. Go ahead. You're 26, license.
25.
Okay.
And whosoever burneth aught of the carcass of them shall wash his clothes and be unclean until the evening.
So if you run across a dead body, you're only unclean until the evening. That gives you time to see if contamination sets in. See, y'all know how we wonder now that where I get this cold from? Why my throat scratching? Who was I around? You was around clean people keeping the law. Well, why is my throat scratching? Because somebody came out before evening set. They didn't check until evening. And it was still a little bit that it spread a little bit. Or you could have had it on you because we don't know. If we go to the store, we around people, y'all. And the problem we got that we're going to always have that's not really a problem, but it is. It's called breathing common air. Common air is loaded with disease. There ain't no way to block common air because eyes, ears, nose, and throat. Each one of those poison could go in. Poison could go in through your eyes wide open. You can have this covered up, but your eyes, if it get in there, it's going to get into your system. If it pack your ears, it's going to get into your throat. That's why the doctor check eyes, ears, nose, and throat. All of the passageways in through your head. How you going to battle air like that unless you got on one of them old diver helmets? The kind, that big one you used to put on your head, look like had iron rails on the front of it and on the side. You have to walk around with one of them on 24/7 to even come close to trying to deal with what we call clean air quality. Let's get some more. Yes, ma'am.
Not to go to class up, but that's like every morning. And this is just me. I make sure I clean my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I clean my ears.
Yep.
Clean my nose.
Yep.
Every orifice is in this area.
Yep. And you know what that does, Emo? That cleans out all of yesterday. Today you start fresh and you're going to get it all back today as long as you breathe in common air. And you're going to have to do the same thing the next morning to get rid of all last night's air. And yesterday's air. You going to say?
Yes.
Okay. So you're going to need all of that cleaned out. You understand what we're saying? So you got to understand it's going to be a repeat process until we get to the kingdom. To where the air quality is 100. Where the rivers are 100. We can talk clean meat all we want, but it's loaded up with plastic and debris and everything else in our oceans and water. Those are, and then you pulling the catfish out, boy, and they really need to be in there doing some work because of everything we dumping in there. And then we pulling everything out, all the shrimps and lobsters. You pulling everything out there, cleaning, and you eating it, and then we dumping all of the trash in the ocean where they at, and you done shortchanged the cleaning system. It say it takes 8 filters, or just say using that analogy, and you done took out 5 filters, so you're trying to do the work of 8 filters with 3. It ain't gonna work.
So is the Most High gonna punish you for messing up with the law ecosystem?
Yes, sir. That's what he gave, because he told Adam, I give you control over the waters too.
Yep.
And see, we don't have no control over the waters. These heathens wasn't working these waters, we'd be through already. What we gonna do? You know anything about going out there testing weather balloons and different things, going out there seeing what's in those? We ain't got the equipment to.
What they call it, maritime.
Yeah, but look, they in charge right now. So they gotta maintain enough for their survival themselves. They're just in charge of the waters now. It's their kingdom. They're responsible for the water.
Earth is given into
If they don't maintain it, yes sir, Life. If they don't maintain it, it's problems.
Yep.
Climate control I'm concerned with because the elements, you can't control that unless you shoot something up there that cause climate control. You know, we're talking a different story, but what we gonna do about chemtrails? What we gonna do, make them stop making jet fuel? What we gonna do? When do chemtrails finally come down to us to where we can say, if you're outside backyard, you know, you go back in, it's chemtrails on your meat before you come back out. You don't know, do you?
Can't see it.
Man, this meat tastes a little chemically.
What chemicals you tasting?
Boy, kind of tastes like rocket fuel, man.
When you had some rocket fuel
Look
before?
here. Go ahead. Where you at, Elijah? Let's get caught up, y'all.
Verse 26.
Yeah.
The carcasses of every beast which divided the hoof, and is not cloven-footed, nor cheweth the cud, are unclean unto you. Every one that toucheth them shall be unclean.
Shall be what?
Unclean.
And y'all, unclean don't mean permanently. It just means to be sure that there's nothing contaminated with you. You won't pass it along. Y'all, and that's what we're talking about is love your brother, respect your neighbor. How you gonna be right in front of somebody's face talking and flu just flying off your tongue? I mean, just coughing violently in front of y'all, forgive me. You're like, no, man, why you just stay at home? Yeah, forgive me, bro.
That ain't no sinus.
Go ahead, man. Right. Go ahead. Go ahead.
27.
Yeah.
And whatsoever goeth upon his paw.
Upon his what?
Paw.
Paws, y'all. See, what have paws?
Dogs. Cats.
Go ahead.
Big cats.
Yeah.
Bears. Among all manner of beasts that go on all four. Those are unclean to you. Whoso toucheth their carcass shall be unclean unto the eating.
And it don't mean you ain't gonna run across it. Y'all saying a carcass. It's not saying a hide that's been clean. A carcass is the remains of a dead something. Don't touch his carcass. The dead flesh of it, rotting flesh. You can't touch that because it has dying blood within it. And blood is poison.
Yes, sir.
We can't be around our own blood, so to speak. Let's get some more, y'all. We're gonna speed this up a bit.
And he that beareth the carcass of them shall wash his clothes, and be unclean unto the evening.
See, y'all see how simple it was? Just wash your clothes in case that blood got on your clothes. You can spread that. Y'all, if y'all wondering how they get DNA like they doing, y'all, they can get it out of a hat and they can trace it back to you and your granddaddy. Just fibers and stuff, y'all. Technology to move to them levels, y'all.
Yes, sir.
They can tell exactly what's going on. Just like they can tell a man and a woman. See, a transvestite ain't gonna never, ever have the pelvis bone of a woman. That's the only bone that's different from man and woman. The pelvis bone. Say it again, mister.
The machine will have an interrogation question. Woman or man?
That's how you tell. I don't care how they change from a man to a woman. They cannot change the pelvic bone. It's the only way they can tell what's left. If it's dead, a whole community, they look at the pelvic bone and tell how many women and girls were killed versus men. It's the pelvic bone because in a woman, it's designed to release and break loose and allow a baby to come through there. If a man got that break loose, he's something else going on here.
That ain't no man.
Wait a minute, you know, we at the game and somebody like, hold on, man, something gotta happen. You like, man, did each other have a baby at the game? What the hell is going on? No, y'all, let's get some more, y'all. We gotta get caught up.
Verse 29. These also shall be unclean unto you among the creeping things that creep upon the earth. The weed.
The who?
The weed. And the mouse. And the tortoise after his kind.
So after the mouse kind. A lot of things come after the mouse. They say the swine and the mouse is out of the same family.
Yes.
Same, only way you be able to kill them, you know, unless you get that trap on their neck right along. So look, if it's okay to eat pork, it's okay to eat mouse. And while y'all, when you pull that stove back, throwing all that good mouse meat away.
Suck them bones like you do neck bones.
Yeah, get on. Why y'all throwing that good meat away? Because that's what Isaiah 66 say, and Isaiah 65 is of the same family, the swine and the mouse.
They're consumed together.
And we're going to get back to eggs too, Emo. We ain't forgot about you. Go ahead.
And the ferret. And the chameleon.
And the what?
Chameleon.
So y'all know that's them like lizards and different things.
And the lizard. And the snail. And the mole. These are unclean to you among all that creep. Whosoever doth touch them, when they be dead.
When they be what?
When they be dead.
Y'all understand the key word in that? When they be dead. Go ahead.
Shall be unclean until evening. And upon whatsoever any of them, when they are dead, doth fall, it shall be unclean. Whether it be any vessel of wood, or raiment, or skin, or sack, whatsoever vessel it be, wherein any work is done, it must be put into water, and it shall be unclean until evening. So it shall be cleansed. And every earthen vessel.
Now notice what it keeps saying, not to cut you off, Elijah. Putting in water and cleaning. Y'all, we were clean people. It's Hebrews out here now call themselves Hebrews, but in doctrines they're saying you should really only take a bath twice a month. You really shouldn't brush your teeth every day. Your teeth's supposed to look like you done bit into a big hunk of cheddar cheese. They should be orange in color. You know, it should, you know, be called Donald Trump teeth. Match his face, you know.
You said match his face.
Boy, look here. Just no soap. Look, it was a boy that a lot of these bros, because he had a lot of pretty women in his polygamy game, he was called the nature boy. But the nature boy was really exploring nature of both man and woman. That's what it came out to be, and he admitted it. Because his women were acceptable to the eyes of most men, men wanted to chase that. And they like, well, if he ain't washed under his arms and he got that fine gal there, well, you got to be wondering about where she washing. Don't care how pretty she is. It's like a band to tomorrow, well, she didn't have no bumps on her face, so you down on grain today there, you know. From what I heard, boy. Let's get some more lights going.
She had them inner bumps.
Yes, sir, lights. I keep my ears open, boy, to the streets. Go ahead. What you got here?
Somebody need to tell you it ain't no grand.
Hold on, Imam. Daryl, go ahead, Daryl. Imam will come right to you.
So
Say again, Darrell.
In Genesis 49, it say the Most High teeth was white.
With like milk.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. And not only that, but we had cleansing rituals, y'all. We never went to bed the next day. Even whatever you did, you had to wash. That's why the priests couldn't sweat. They had special clothing to keep them from sweating, so toxins from their bottom half. That's why they had on linen underwear. They changed clothes when they went in there. They put on linen underwear and all of these things, so linen prevents sweating. So the priest couldn't sweat in that sacrificing for you. And then when he came out, they say he put on his regular clothes. But you can't go up in there with no wool on and talking about a sacrifice in that temple with all that fire.
It's going to be the sacrifice.
Boy, look here. And coming out, you know how the football player, the girdle be sweaty on them when they play. You can't come out of there looking like that.
Dripping.
Let's get some more. What you had, Emo, though?
So escargot.
Escargot. Huh? What was that, a Seville? Oh, what'd you say, escargot? Oh, you talking about snail. Oh, I thought you were talking about a Seville. I said, look, I'm like, what year is that? Escargot. Is that a 76 Seville? I'm looking.
You ain't full no more.
But you talking about snail, that escargot.
Escargot.
Okay.
Boy.
Go ahead. Go ahead, AZ.
No, you go ahead, Emo. AZ, just do a little more. Yeah.
So that is a no-no.
It's snail. It goes on its belly. So it's picking up everything off the ground. No snails. And what do snails do? Where you put snails in your fish tank to do what? Clean the wall of it.
Please put salt on them and watch them come to smile.
Yeah, if you put salt on them snails, what they do, since we used to do that as children, then put salt on them and watch them squirm.
Milk.
And it'll kill them. Go ahead. Where you at, Lysa? I want to get to the
Verse 33.
yeah.
And every earthen vessel wherein into any of them falleth, whatsoever is in them shall be unclean, and ye shall break it.
So you can't clean out a chitlin pan, you know, that you store it in and then put some chicken in there. It's unclean, y'all, at that point.
He said throw it away.
You have to throw that, you have to throw it away. See, or you have to purify it with fire. It's the only other way you purify things with fire. It's the only way slaves lived as longer than we're living now. You know why? Because they cooked everything on the fire. Even though they ate pork, they burned up majority of the impurity. Yeah, they still got uncleanness in them, but they don't have it what we have today, eating it today, because we're eating on flat grills. We ain't eating on no cooking it all out. It's still bad, but they lasted longer because cooking on open grill gets all the blood out. Flat grills kind of cook the blood back in the meat, so that's why you have to wash before you do anything to get the blood out.
You know, in our house, just saying, I'm sorry, in our house, we use, and I'm just telling you.
Uh-huh.
This is what we do. We use bacon soda and vinegar to pull that blood out.
Yeah.
And salt.
Yeah, we use it for preparing the lamb for Passover. We have to use vinegar, wash it down good with water, then we let it soak in vinegar, and then we drain that off. We let it soak in lemon juice and drain that off. And then we put on them secret herbs and spices that Elijah, I'm finna say Elijah ain't give them out to me. He had you stuff with different labels on it. I'm like, pumpkin spice, when you start using that? Peel off the label and tell what's really underneath.
Just put it on.
Yeah, we found out what was up under them labels. It's got some secrets over there too. He using with some labels something else. What we got, y'all? Let's get it, y'all. We gotta move on. What you got over there too, about?
Got another question.
Okay.
A little off subject. Ron Lemons asked, why did Isaac bless Esau with a sword? That he might enjoy the fatness of the earth?
Uh-huh.
Did he know by election the Most High chose Jacob for the birthright when the elders served the younger?
Uh-huh.
This question was in the beginning.
Well, he knew, but he was tricked. Look, he knew the elder should serve the younger, but Isaac was looking at it from birth-wise. Even though they were twins, they could only been separated by 2 minutes. He's still the elder.
Right.
So he was technically given the blessing like that as the firstborn. He wasn't giving so much as all of the earth in that sense, because he knew that wasn't supposed to happen. So because look, he could have reversed the birth, reversed the covenant. Esau asked, can you reverse it? He said, no, I can't reverse it. It is what it is. But the deal is Jacob tricked him, y'all. This is what I'm talking about. The whole thing was based off of a trick. And if it's Isaac understanding, the elder should serve the younger, because remember, the message was given to Rebekah.
Right.
So Isaac is basically going off, I'm going to give you the hair. Since I control all the laws in the planet, I'm going to give them to you. If she hadn't have jumped the gun, it was going to happen anyway, y'all.
It was going to happen anyway. However, yes, the trickery came because they leapfrogged the prophecy.
Yeah.
However, he gave Esau that blessing with the sword because Esau was a hunter.
Yeah.
His whole thing was in the field hunting and killing.
Yeah.
That's what his whole profession was.
Yeah.
So, but because you can go in other books, especially Flavius Josephus in the Antiquities of the Jews in chapter 3, I believe it is, and he breaks down how Esau was wicked from his birth, and both Isaac and Rebekah knew that. However, because he was the firstborn, and you know, it's just like your firstborn plays sports, your daddy loved the boy that played the sports.
Yeah.
More than the boy,
for his Venice.
more than the boy that probably was into playing music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So to speak. So
it's a personal liking.
Yeah, Isaac loved him from that perspective.
Yeah.
However, when his blessing came, because he had already bestowed the heavenly blessing upon Jacob, the only other blessing was an earthly blessing that he gave to Esau.
Yes.
But his blessing, if you look at the blessing, he said his blessing was going to be through violence.
Yeah. He's going to take it by violence.
He's going to take everything by violence because that's what he was doing at his childhood.
Yeah.
It was his nature.
Yeah.
So he just furthered the prophecy of how he was going to get his riches, how he was going to gain his prosperity in the earth, because he had already started that whole journey when he had killed, had murdered, and was on the run and got the red pottage.
Yeah.
When he sold his birthright.
Yeah.
Because he was on the run for a murder he had just committed.
Yeah.
He had stolen the skins of Adam.
Yeah.
Yeah, he killed Nimrod. So he was already on the run. Nimrod boys was chasing him.
Yeah.
That's why he was faint and wanted some food.
And he said, what is birthright?
This birthright ain't finna help me. They on my tail finna kill me.
Yeah.
The birthright ain't helping me in this situation right now, so let me get this food so I can keep moving.
So now that's separate when he sold his birthright from what Isaac did.
Right.
That was specifically for Jacob. Jacob knew, if I get that birthright, I'm gonna get firstborn. The problem is when the mother went to the Most High and said, why are they fighting in my womb?
Right.
And it told her that elder should serve the younger. But see, when she heard Isaac say it, then faith go away. He finna bless you. Wait a minute. So you thinking what he getting ready to do is gonna override what the Most High told you about that child? Don't worry about it. The struggle is the power over who gets control of planet Earth for eternity.
Right.
That's the struggle.
Right.
So when he told Rebekah that, she didn't pay attention to that, or she say, well, your father finna bless him. I need you now to intercept this. I need you to go change and look just like Esau. Wear his clothes. I'm gonna put goat hair on you. I'm gonna make you look, you just gonna sound like Jacob. The only problem with that is deception.
Right.
And you're deceiving your father when all she had to do was go to Isaac. Isaac! Remember I told you the angel came to me and said the elder should serve the younger. You can't do this. You're going to have to check with the Most High. Or however she had to take. Look, Sarah did the same thing with the handmaid Hagar.
Right.
The angel came to her and told her, you're going to have a child. She laughed. She like, can a woman reverse all what's happening to her? He like, look, I'll be back in 9 months and we'll discuss it then. You gonna see, but at that time, in between that time, She didn't believe the same way Rebecca did and gave her Hagar. And not only that, but blamed Abraham for taking her. In the book of Jasher, Abraham said, I said no 3 times. She said, man, you should have said no 300 times. You know when a woman say no, she means yes, or when she say yes, she mean no. What's wrong with you, Abraham? You done brought this pain down on me. Y'all understand what I'm saying? She actually blamed Abraham because she's saying, well, you would have kept saying no, or did you technically always want her? Right. Well, we'd have never known that if you wouldn't have brought around her. Right. And we'd have never known that. No more than Isaac, he could have got clear on the situation with the elder should serve the younger. It was going to happen, y'all. They didn't have to intervene. The Most High don't need our help. When an angel is sent, it's solid.
It's already written in the
It don't change its course because men decide, oh, something finna go wrong. I got to intercede for God. Right. I got to become bigger than the angel was sent to me. No, it don't work that way, y'all. It's direct obedience.
Thank you.
Guess who was the obedient? Samson, mama and daddy, but not Samson. Right. The mom and dad did everything perfectly, just like it said. And they told each other, remember what we're supposed to do now. Remember what we're supposed to do now. It's the same manner with I'm going to say this, move on, Mary's father, mother, Anna, and I believe it's Heli, I believe his name, Jacob, however they pronounce his name. Mary's father, and they said, remember what the angel told us. We promised when she get this age, we're going to give it to the temple. We can't be playing around with no vow. And see, and that's what people get misunderstood about Jeff now. You know, the Gilead that they said, Barnabas said there wasn't no human because didn't nothing happen after the human. He didn't spread her body around, you know, as the sacrifice and we eat the sacrifice. He didn't get a priest the skin of his daughter. Right. It was symbolic, just like we become living right. But Josephus even say, upon the accident, the daughter said, Daddy, I know you made a mistake, but I'll go through with what's said. They don't address the accident. It's an accident with the vow. What does that mean then? Something has caused it to be null and void with a vow that cannot be broken. It can't be altered. Nothing could go with that vow. Once it's said, it must be stuck to. You can't tell the Lord. That's why he says, let's say yea, yea, or nay, nay. But if you say, Lord, I swear, if you let me have this tomorrow, I'm going to show you I'm really your servant. Mm-hmm. And then tomorrow come, you ain't even woke up out of your sleep yet. You cannot do vows like that. And this is what we're talking about, making vows that can't be reversed. And that's all Isaac did, reverse an initial blessing. If Rebecca hadn't did what she did, the prophecy would have did what it was supposed to do. It would have went right through. But we try to alter prophecy and make it work for us. Sometimes prophecies are 300 years. We're in the Most High's time. Some of us have to realize we're going to die before we see an event. Right. Who ready for that? Right now, if the second coming happen right now, who ready? I'm talking about for exactly the chaos and, you know, and he got the book and he looking at each one and,
you know, you sure you're in there?
Boy, you talking about the travail of a woman. I'm talking about knees knocking. Boy, look here. Let's get this, y'all. We got to get caught up, y'all. We ain't got out of this.
We're still in the first.
Yes, sir. What you saying?
Jotham was his name. That was Mary's father's name.
Jotham, yeah. So you'll see that they made sure they kept their vow. They like, no, we said what we said to God. If he gave that to her, we're going to give her to the temple like we said. And Mary was walking up steps at 6 months. And say angels fed her every day. They brought her food. Let's get some more.
We're done with that.
We done with that? Did we finish all that 11?
Did you read 34?
Huh? Where you at, Elijah?
I put that 34.
34.
Okay.
Where you want to stop at?
I want to see sowing seeds. Okay, hold on.
We're going down forward.
Yeah, let's just go and finish that one out. We ain't going to do Deuteronomy 14. We'll skip Deuteronomy. But Deuteronomy 14 say the same thing. It's the same exact witness of the diet. Leviticus 11, Deuteronomy 14. So we're giving you the second witness that says the same exact thing. We just ain't going to be able to go over 14 right now because we got some other things we got to get to to help you understand that it's not about meats or drinks in the kingdom. Everything is pure in the kingdom. We don't have to worry about washing and doing those type of things in the kingdom. It's produced pure. No side effects. Let's get it. What you got, Ema? Go ahead.
You know, when you brought out, I meant to say this too, when you brought out Jacob and his prayer, Jacob's prayer, I mean, he just covered everything. When he said everything is clean and unclean, he said to the Creator, the God of the Elohim of the cosmos and everything, that he did everything and everything he did was well. He spoke it out, and you're agreeing the same thing that Leviticus said. Leviticus and law.
Well, you have to keep the law. Leviticus is law. See, y'all, as long as we stay with the law, it's foolproof. It's when people get you off of the law about a subject matter. That law covers every angle of it. If Jacob is speaking of the law, he understands all sides of it. He understands war. He understands being angry and sin not. See, you could be angry all you want. See, being rude in speech but not in knowledge don't mean you could cuss somebody out and say, yo, stupid self ain't worth nothing. That ain't rude in knowledge. That ain't what the Bible talking about. The Bible says sometimes you have to pull them out of the fire. Look, will you get yourself together? Put that down. Put that down. I'm trying to talk to you. Boy, if you don't quit that, this gonna happen. That's not rude in speech. That's snatching him out of the fire. But you can't call no another grown man a BAN. That's gonna be problems.
Around my neighborhood.
Huh? BAN? We'll tell you about it later, Emo. Let's get some more. Go ahead. Where you at, like? Tell you after class, Emo. Go ahead. No.
Of all meat which may be eaten, that on which such water cometh shall be unclean.
It technically a female dog, donkey, lazy Negro, or lazy man. That's as far as we can go with it right now, Emo, because children listen. Yeah. Dog, donkey, lazy man. Yeah. That's what a BAN is. Go ahead, let's get some more. Let's get some more. We'll tell you later, Emo. Go ahead. We're at 37.
I'm at 35.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
And everything whereupon any part of their carcass falleth shall be unclean. Whether it be oven.
Whether it be what?
Oven. Or ranges. Pots. They shall be broken down. For they are unclean, and shall be unclean unto you.
Y'all see that we had ovens back then and ranges?
Come on.
And pots, y'all see? Ain't nothing new under the sun, is it?
Nothing new.
You think you got something, man? Let me show you my new Kenmore range. Ain't been nothing like it's seen on planet Earth. Yeah, look. Man, turn to Leviticus 11:35. See what you got.
You've been cooking pork in there. You need to
break
break it
Yeah.
down.
Let's get some more. Yes, sir.
They're going to break it. Nevertheless, verse 36.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, a fountain or pit, wherein there is plenty of water, shall be clean.
Shall be what?
Shall be clean. But that which toucheth their carcass shall be unclean. And if any part of their carcass fall upon any sown seed, which is to be sown, it shall be clean. But if any water be upon the seed, and any part of their carcass fall thereon, it shall be unclean unto you.
So it gives you the difference between the two, which makes clean and unclean. Until evening, y'all look, it's just a contamination period. What you're looking for is mold developing. Those are the type things that contaminate. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you'll get meat from the market after a while. You'll be like, well, I got it sealed up pretty good, but it has an expiration date on it. And usually processed meat ain't what you think. It don't last no month or two, don't have no shelf life. Sometimes it be 2 or 3 days, and you got to get rid of it. It'll slime up on you. Let's get some more.
Verse 39.
Yeah.
And if any beast of which you may eat die, he that toucheth the carcass thereof shall be unclean until the evening.
So, your pet die, anything? Oh, no, Fluffy, you done left me, ain't you? And you go to touch Fluffy. It don't mean that you're defiled. It's just saying we got to make sure how long Fluffy been dead. Ain't nothing off a dead body gets onto your hands. You gonna know after a while.
Well, you can't eat Fluffy.
No, you can, and you can't eat fluffy.
This is what you can't, the meat that you make.
And just touching it. Y'all understand what I'm saying? That dieth of itself. Yeah. Anything that died beside you, anything can just drop dead right beside you.
Right.
Anything. You go back to the bird cage and they could be swinging upside down. You're like, wait a minute. Either he's applying for the circus or this bird dead. Let's get some more, bro. Go ahead. Yeah, he rehearsed it, Elijah. Flip over. Go ahead, Elijah.
And he that eateth of the carcass of it shall wash his clothes, and be unclean unto the evening. He also that beareth the carcass of it shall wash his clothes, and be unclean unto the evening.
Y'all see how we were clean people washing? And y'all, this lends to, like, we have food down here. We have hand sanitizer there. We got 2 bathrooms. If hand sanitizer don't work for you, you can go in the bathroom. But y'all, we cannot have you just coming out and we don't know where you're coming from, just digging and stuff, you know. It's them sweet potatoes and just dig in the pot. Them sweet potatoes.
Take the whole pan.
You're like, no, you're going to get the pan. No, we just, you know, so we have to respect everybody else because we have to take in a sense, we respect everybody, we don't know where we're coming. It don't hurt to do this, but what happens is there's a priesthood issue. When the Pharisees said the Messiah and his disciples eat with unwashed hands, that had nothing to do with just getting off the road or something. That was talking about ceremonial. You know, they dip in water. And the water run down, somebody come over. And then they eat. Yeah. You pull up at a fast food joint, which all of us gonna do one time or another. And you can have hand sanitizer and you do this, but sometimes you just get busy with that burger and get rid of whatever you at and you keep going. But ceremonially, that's what they was talking to him about. You eat with unwashed hands. But y'all, we can't eat with dirty hands. Look, if you have an itchy rear end, you're going to wake up with stinky fingers in the morning. So I'm saying you have to wash your hands.
Is it the left hand or the right hand?
Well, look here. You don't want nobody passing you nothing. You're like, wait a minute, bro.
Was that your left or right?
Well, look here. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Let's get some more, y'all. Go ahead. That's why we have to make sure John teaches children. Hand sanitizer, he'll be the first one. Y'all, if we see somebody else doing it, and it's sitting right there, if they look like they going past it, digging in, I'm talking about their own, they can do whatever they want with their own plate, but I'm talking about if it's open and you see naked hand go there, we as a family have to say something. You can't just say, well, they may get mad at me. You know, like, hey, get that hand sanitizer. Don't know where you've been scratching. Right. Even if you just doing like this, it's dander in there.
That's it is. Dry niggas.
Just right over the, yeah, dog, and I told him, you know, shit, he trying to tell me something. I was saying this shit. What the fuck said? Let's get some more, bro. Boy, look here. It gets some more, Elijah. Let's finish this up, man. We're going to hit it all, man. Go ahead.
Just stop.
Yeah, go ahead, bro. Go ahead, Elijah. Yeah. Yeah.
And every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth shall be an abomination. And shall not be eaten.
Right.
Whatsoever goeth upon the belly.
Go up upon the what?
The belly.
What does a snake do?
On the belly.
Go ahead.
And whatsoever goeth upon all four, or whatsoever hath more feet among all creeping things that creep upon the earth, them shall ye not eat.
Can't eat no caterpillars.
For they are an abomination. Ye shall not make yourselves abominable with any creeping thing that creepeth. Neither shall ye make yourselves unclean with them, that ye should be defiled thereby.
And when you become defiled is when you don't get off of it. See, he said what goes in is always purged in the drawer. It's going to go into the toilet. But when you say, he said, but it what comes out of a man that defiles him. So if you say it's okay to eat pork, that's what defiles a man. See, you can get rid of the most things because, like I say, unless we check every label, every ingredient, everything we do, watch how it's being cooked. Fast food, they cook your food in the back. You can't say after they seat you and give you the menu and then they're like, well, where are you going? We're going to the kitchen to see what's happening in there. And you just standing back there watching. Man, you got order number 89 yet?
He digging in his nose.
Boy, digging in his
Not
nose
yet.
at that time. Not yet. And wiping on his. Not yet. Okay, we're going back to our seat. Go ahead. Like, we're going back to.
Oh, no.
So there's a certain trust factor when you go out and serve. And it's the same thing. We have servants. There's certain things you got to make sure your servant is up and up. Like Eliezer was for Abraham. Your servant can poison you. That's how most kings fall from the servant. Put something in their food. And that's why they had taste testers. Ain't that something? You was on that team. Who want to be on that team? It tastes plenty good, but oh!
Caught a bad one.
yeah. Let's get some more. Go ahead.
44.
Yeah.
For I am the Most High, your Elohim. You shall therefore sanctify yourselves, and ye shall be holy. For I am holy.
Right.
Neither shall you defile yourselves with any manner of creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth.
And just saying that Judge 11, even about Jephthah, what a lot of people ain't reading too, is what they're saying even in Josephus, say he thought to take on the sacred rites. Yeah. Ain't no sacred rites of a burnt human being on a fire. It ain't a sacred rite listed for that. So when you're looking at this, you say, well, then that got to mean something else. If it's sacred, that means it's been set apart and made holy. Where has it been made holy that you can do burnt sacrifice of a human being? See, they're skipping all of these words and get right to a point and change your thought process. You like, damn, that don't make sense. But once it says sacred or holy, like this says holy, how then do we let tamper come out of our lips? You can't get no better than holy. Sanctified and set apart. It's holy. You can't get no holy. If they're saying this tamper with, I don't care who, man, I'm having a problem. Well, be honest with everybody around you. Scratch holy off of it and just leave Bible there. So we at least know when we see you and you got your Bible, or we got holy scratched out. Okay, we see where he's going. He believed the Bible tampered with. But you come in there like this, you waiting for an opportunity. You ain't forthwith or straightforth with who you dealing with. You're hiding a little something. I'm going to wait and make them think I'm on the same right version, and then I'm going to spring it on them.
Yeah, that's
Well, you ain't going to spring it on me. It's on you. Let's get some more. Finish that off, Lysa.
For the Most High, for I am the Most High that bringeth you up out of the land of Egypt to be your Elohim. You shall therefore be holy, for I am holy.
See, he said, be holy, for I am holy, set apart. Now, you look up holy right now, and any dictionary going to tell you one completely devoted to his God, holy, and then the other one, worthy of worship. We can't be that holy, worthy of worship. We could be cleansed and sanctified or completely devoted to one's deity. See, we can be holy completely and separated, completely devoted to Yah and our high priest, the Messiah. We can be completely, but the other holy, worthy to be reverenced? No, y'all. Ain't nothing in there to tell us if you set apart, other men, your brethren gonna fall down at your kneecaps. It ain't in there, y'all. Wow. Look up holy, y'all, and y'all see exactly what I'm saying. Let's get some more.
Verse 46.
Yeah.
This is the law of the beast and of the fowl and of every living creature that moveth in the waters and of every creature that creepeth upon the earth. To make a difference between the unclean and the clean.
To make a what?
A difference between the unclean and the clean. And between the beast that may be eaten and the beast that may not be eaten. Okay, and the beast that may not be eaten. But y'all look, it's always going to be questions about some things, y'all. And we always say, when in doubt, do without. The best thing is not to touch it until you get more information personally for yourself. You know, if you in your heart, you like, it sounds like what you're saying is right, but I just can't go with it. Well, when in doubt, do without till you find out. And if you find out what we're saying is off base, then you're able to bring it back to us. That's how the body works. But you ain't gonna be able to taste it and then say, yeah, man, after about 3 years of it, and you know, my gallbladder's outside my navel now. I see what y'all was saying, why we couldn't do it. Yeah, I see it. Go, boy.
Who got a question? What you got?
The Genesis Dispatcher asks, can you touch on swine and Bruce saying the punishment is only unclean until evening? Knowing you just broke that down, they missed the answer.
Right. Right, and what we're talking about, that was talking about touching this carcass. But what it's saying, consuming is a different thing from touching the carcass. Touching the carcass is unclean to eat because you can pass contamination. But if you putting food in your mouth, the only way you can pass contamination is somebody's on the other end receiving it when it comes out. If y'all understand what I'm saying. Yeah. Carcasses and different things like that, what we're talking about is the passing of blood. And what we finna do is right now get into the passing of blood of humans. That was animals. So we want to go to humans because you can keep them out of the Passover, but what about yourself being unclean? Does it mean you cannot attend the Most High's feast day? Because everybody would use that. Man, I couldn't come, man. That athlete feet was at another level, man. I just didn't want to be scratching at the table like that. Because, man, I pulled my shoe and sock off and...
No, stay at home.
You got to stay at home, bro. Because that athlete feet get on your hand. You can't throw foals up and slap five with your five. Rub athlete feet on their fingers.
My hand itching now.
Oh, no.
Now Ish getting the blame for talking about that meat had my lip itching. No, that wasn't Ish cooking that lamb. That ain't do that. Come on, y'all. We got to get going, y'all. You good too, Bob? That's it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, y'all, let's get right to it. I meant to put down 12 of Leviticus 12 and Leviticus 12, and then we're going to go to 15. Hold on, Lord, the leopard clean. Okay, and then we're going to go 12 and 15. And this going to get into the question bruh asked about what is the age of accountability. The Edomites will say it's 13 for a man. You know, he go through his bar mitzvah, and they try to say the age is 13. The age is when they're able to reproduce life.
Yep.
That's the age of accountability. Because at this point, you're accountable, like our parents is accountable for their children. If it's a boy child, make sure it get there at 8 days to get circumcised. So because this child is 10 years old and it becomes a mother, what are you going to do about that? Who have to take care of that child? Children having children? So that's when the law come in, because if once a young lady, whether she 8 to 13, comes into her flowers, her mother has to teach her cleansing rituals to keep her flower pure as it can be. Y'all understand what I'm saying? And women usually have parties for their daughter.
Yes.
The problem for young men, we just use it as a badge of honor. Boy, you got a girlfriend? Who? Miss Johnson's daughter, you like her, don't you? Yeah. But if Miss Johnson's son was talking to your daughter, I want that boy around. I want that Johnson boy on my porch. But yet your son, you want him, he's a man. Patting him on his shoulder. Leviticus 12th chapter, y'all. We're going to get into the men, then we got a good hour, y'all. We're going to get caught up.
Leviticus chapter 12.
Hold on, Zeb. I'm jumping ahead of myself, ain't I? That's what I want, Zeb. No, Deuteronomy 14 we want Barnabas. Yeah, see, I had this listed like diet, birth and cleanliness, and then the final rest. So I had that how I was looking at basic laws of feast days. All of these feast days are concerning what we're going on. Diet, birth, and cleanliness. To understand that. Oh, them show ladies. What's up, y'all? Is them Sarah girl? Okay, go ahead. Where we at? We're going to the book of Barnabas. It's in the Lost Books. If y'all got it, PDF it. Barnabas 9th chapter. And now this is y'all going to get into the mind of why we can't eat certain things, even though they said in the evening and the morning was good. Shabbat shalom. More of this, y'all, is about the mental thought process of why you can't eat certain things. It's always been about the spirit. Manna bread was before earthly beasts. Y'all understand what we're saying? It was way before earthly beasts. So we have to understand what was first, the chicken or the egg. Shalom, y'all. Look at them short legs. What's up, shorty? Y'all been practicing, huh? Y'all, they practicing for the Passover. Y'all, we're going to the book of Barnabas. Y'all there? It's 9th chapter. Who there? Barnabas, 9th chapter, y'all. Let's get it.
The book of Barnabas, chapter 9, verse 1.
What it say, Zed?
But why does Moses say, ye shall not eat of the swine?
Where we at, y'all? How we looking? Shalom, y'all. Shalom. Everybody there? You got it up on the screen too, Bob?
Yes, sir.
Y'all, we're in the book of Barnabas, 9th chapter, and we're going to get the spiritual side of why you shouldn't eat the food. Because, y'all, we don't want it to think that the perfect diet is going to save this dying, corruptible flesh. There's no diet that we can eat that's going to stop aging or death. There ain't a piece of fruit you could eat because there wasn't a piece of literal fruit that was eaten that caused death. It was obedience or disobedience. That's the fruit. That's what was eaten, disobedience. Hosea 10:13, you have eaten the fruit of lies. Now, if you ate the fruits of lies and it caused death, then there should be a fruit of truth somewhere that you must find if you're chasing it in the flesh. Y'all, what we're doing and what all of our herbalist physicians do is try to maintain this like you do your vehicle. Right. To keep it up. You put wax on it to keep rust off and salt from eating through it. It's the same problem. You keep the oil change so it runs fluid. Y'all understand what I'm saying? It's the same process. If you do that for your car, you should do it for your body. You know, you vacuum it out. You keep it clean. When somebody come in, they say this clean. Individual have to say that about you. Brother, it's clean doctrine what you saying. I don't taste no leavening in this at all. No leavening of the Pharisees.
No toxins.
None of that. Men that tell you when you can be with your woman on what day, but yet say they can legalize threesomes. You ain't supposed to be with your wife on that day, but I can have three women in the same room, in the same bed. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So it's crazy talk. Them Pharisees, y'all, the leavening. Deuteronomy, go ahead, bro. Barnabas, 9th chapter. Go ahead. Who got
Barnabas, chapter 9, verse 1.
Yeah.
But why did Moses say, ye shall not eat of the swine, neither the eagle, nor the hawk, nor the crow, nor any fish that has not a scale upon him? Answer, that in the spiritual sense.
In the what?
In the spiritual sense, he comprehended 3 doctrines that were to be gathered from this.
So he said, why shouldn't you eat this? Notice he went over Leviticus 11 just like we did. Why you can't eat fish with no fins or scales? Why? He finna give you the supernatural understanding of this. Go ahead, bro.
Besides which he says to them in the book of Deuteronomy.
See, we just said Deuteronomy 14, so Barnabas on point, ain't he? Go ahead.
And I will give my statutes unto this people. Wherefore it is not commanded of Yahweh that they should not eat these things. But Moses in the spirit spake unto them.
Okay, so some saying, so what he saying? He's saying we can eat swine? See, it's almost like the misunderstanding of Acts 10. Peter rise, kill, and eat. Right. Initially, you think this what he just said. And if you let the naysayers get to you, they're going to stop right there. They ain't going to let you go no further because they don't want the explanation that's coming. Go ahead, keep reading.
Verse 3.
Yeah.
Now the sow he forbade them to eat.
The sow, yeah, the pig, yeah.
He forbade them to eat, meaning thus much, thou shalt not join thyself to such persons as are like unto swine.
Y'all understand what it's saying now? Now it's comparing it, you to the people. There's people could be swine. Y'all understand? Look, if we call an individual that you have to watch out for, man, watch him, he a what? Snake.
Well, the scripture said, cast not thy pearls
before swine. So, see, this is what it's talking about. It's talking about behavior of disobedience. When you call a man a snake like John the Baptist called the Pharisees, what y'all come out to see? You snakes, you viper. Is there a kind way to say that?
No.
To any individual?
No.
Because you're saying his stomach.
You low down.
You low down. Your stomach scrubbed the ground. Your belly, where your immune system at, drags the ground. You're totally defiled or unclean, so to speak. But are we to look at a snake like they shouldn't belong? No, because they clean your barn of rodents. The black snake. There's certain snakes that make sure the population of rodents and different things don't get out of control. So there's certain ones for certain things. They're not all bad. But if you have the mindset of them, and what the mindset mean is you can't trust a snake. A snake ain't going to tell you, oh, go on past, I ain't going to bite you. You just don't know. And that's why the devil is labeled that. Let's get some more.
Continuation of verse 3.
Yeah.
Who whilst they live in pleasure forget their God.
What they do?
Forget their God.
Uh-huh.
But when any want pinches them, then they know the Lord.
See, and that's like when you get in trouble. You eat all that swine, and then when you get in trouble and you say, my kidney's locking up on me, then you seek the Lord. Mm-hmm. See, you didn't seek him at first when the law told you not to do it. You're seeking him after it's done damage, maybe not repairable. Then you say, well, I'm going to ask God about this. Well, the Most High was trying to tell you beforehand, watch what you're eating. And look, it ain't all bad. Your body is designed not to have too much of a good thing.
Yes, sir.
8-ounce glasses of water for me. And Shaq, I'm about 5'10", 5'11", about 160 pounds, you know. Shaq about...
You what?
Huh?
What did you say?
What drink?
My math must be off.
Is that last night
Boy,
drink?
y'all doing it, yeah. People won't know who it is that come from out of town. They'll be like, see, Daniel say he was 5'11", you know.
But they looking right past.
Yeah, looking right past, right over the top of my head, yeah. So y'all, it's just a sense of staying clean with the clean thought process. If you think like a swine, you'll be a swine. And like I say, when you at your wit's end, then that's when you want to call on the Lord, because guess who's telling them that? The one doctor that was giving them prescriptions to fight disobedience, now he's telling them, ain't nothing else we can do. We ain't got no more disobedience pills for you. You're going to have to go to your creator now. See, that's the only reason they come, because the doctor told them, I don't have another pill. I don't have any more. You got 20 and none of them are working. I don't have any more pills, and you're on your way almost out, so you got to go spiritual. That's why they have chapels in churches. In hospitals. For that reason. Shalom, fam. Go ahead, boy. Keep reading. Keep reading, Elisha. Zed. Yeah.
As the sow when she is full.
See, y'all, and that ain't a bad thing. It just means when you one body, one spirit, you start to all look alike. Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, we all 6 feet now.
Yeah.
As the sow when she is full knows not her master.
What the sow do when it's full?
Knows not her master.
See, that's biting the hand that's feeding you. Go ahead.
But when she is hungry, she makes a noise. And being again fed is silent.
Y'all understand what it's saying? It said the swine is in full hobo doctrine.
Oh.
We're talking about 3 doctrines here. This is what it's breaking it down to when they're like swine. See, these are the ones who teach doctrine, don't wash your rear end. See, they ain't going to even wash it even if they been with a woman. It's still 2 a month. Let's get some more.
Verse 4.
Yeah.
Neither, say he, shalt thou eat the eagle, nor the hawk, nor the kite, nor the crow.
Yeah.
That is, thou shalt not keep company with such kind of men as know not how by their labor and sweat to get themselves food, but injuriously ravish away the things of others.
The things of what?
The things of others. And watch how they lay snares for them, when at the same time they appear to live in perfect
But at the same time, they saying they ain't doing no wrong. The woman is wicked. Y'all understand what they're saying? They're saying he's a moocher. See, a woman got 2 types of man, M-A-N, meeting all needs. Your wants are the Most High. He can meet the things that a man can't. So meeting all needs, M-A-N, all you got M-A-N, mooching, donkey, laziness. Mooching, A-Z-Z, Negro. That man. And when you realize that and you know it going in, you just figure, I got a change program for him. I'm going to change him from that. Huh?
He's similar to the BAN.
Oh boy, he's similar. Very similar. He produces the BAN. He must still trying to figure that out. She said, wow, boy. Yeah.
She's like,
Yeah, Mister, I'm telling you, they gonna ban some people from down there. Yeah, we do. Go ahead. Where you at, bro?
No, verse 5.
Yeah.
Finish 4. Verse 5.
Uh-huh.
So these birds alone seek not food for themselves,
Uh-huh.
but sitting idle.
Sitting what?
Sitting idle.
Uh-huh.
Seek how they may eat of the flesh others have provided, being destructive through their wickedness.
Being destructive through their wickedness, so they eat off and use other people to get up on advantage of them. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Taking what you got, or another term is taking your kindness for weakness. And getting above you because they're idle. They're trying to figure out, how can I get over on him? What can I do? Well, I got to act like I'm holier than thou. I mean, he hang around brothers like that. Yeah. And then he start quoting things that ain't in the Bible. It seemed like it could be. Man, that's what it say, man. Love the sinner and hate the sin. And he looking for a clause. And you like, ain't none. The Bible don't say that. That was made up.
Right.
There's no sinner to love, or you have to love the devil. And hate his sin of pride. That means we got to pray for the devil. Does it? So those type of things are not in the Bible. See, they take things like this and they think that that's in the Bible, and they make people start repeating those things. It's crazy. Y'all understand what I'm saying?
That's the doctrine of the devil.
It's not wisdom. There's more wisdom in the man that sleepeth on the floor will never fall out of bed. That's some wisdom. Go ahead. Yeah. Boy, look here. That was worth some finger snaps, wasn't it, Liza? You know how they do that poetry? Yeah. Okay, say another one.
That boy deep.
That boy deep. Go ahead, y'all.
Verse 6.
Yeah.
Neither say he, shall thou eat of the lamprey, nor the polypus, nor the cuttlefish.
Yeah.
That is, thou shalt not be like such men, by using to converse with them who are altogether wicked and adjudging to death. For so those fishes are alone accursed, and wallow in the mire.
Just like the pig, fish wallowing in the mire. Go ahead.
Nor swim as other fish, but tumble in the dirt at the bottom of the deep.
Y'all see that? Tumble in the dirt at the bottom of the deep. And that say you can't be with men that gets involved with multiple religions. Brunity. When you start hearing them brotherhood, man, it don't matter. It's all one way to the Father. That ain't what the script say. Script says only one way. Every other way is a what? Thief and a robber. You can't mix them together. If you mix them together, you like this beast right here that likes to mix it up with anything. Go ahead. What else you guys have?
Verse 7.
Yeah.
But he adds, neither shalt thou eat of the hair.
Of the rabbit. Go ahead.
To what end? To signify this to us, that thou shalt not be an adulterer.
That thou shalt not be what?
An adulterer.
See, it's connected with a rabbit. Go ahead.
Nor liken thyself to such persons. For the hair every year multiplies the places of its conception. And so many years as it lives, so many it has.
This is why you have the term, they do something like rabbits. What y'all think that means? And the rabbits produce non-stop. But understand this. You have the Passover, and you have what's called Easter. If you look up the word Easter, it'll say that religious celebration that's done over there, and then they'll have Passover or Paschal. That's just the Greek word for it, but people do their own service for that word that means Paschal. Easter means Paschal. When you read in what is it, 1 Timothy 16, that where those were the days of Acts. That's Acts. What that Acts where it says
the days Pascal. Those were the days.
And those were right, and it was immediately after Easter. No, it's unleavened bread. The days of unleavened bread. And they say it was after Easter they intended to do it. So some people think the Bible is tripping and it's chasing the Easter doctrine. Well, them bunny rabbit and eggs has nothing to do with the resurrection of the Messiah. That's added to the doctrine of Christianity. How are the two tied together when we're talking about resurrection? So what they're talking about is being born again. The Passover, you're being born again, but you can't multiply like rabbits that do it from that bad doctrine.
Right.
Because they're like adulterers. A rabbit don't care who this rabbit belongs to. That rabbit hunts you quickly and savagely. 30 seconds, it's done. And more rabbits are produced. And then you always see the commercial, rabbits be everywhere.
Yeah.
What has that got to do with the resurrection of the Messiah? What does it has nothing to do no more than what they say in the birth of Christ has to do with Santa Claus. That's how you know it's not to be mentioned with this doctrine, because it's an add-on. It does things to make you accept what should be righteous, but we can't get you to do it, so we give you what you want and what you like. We may add that to it so you'll enjoy also.
The tree of knowledge.
Boy, look, the tree of knowledge and good and evil, we'll add that to our doctrine. We won't do the Passover, but we'll do this one that's made up. Ain't nothing in the Bible that says the resurrection should be, there's a celebration for the resurrection. It say, honor my death.
Yes, sir.
The Passover is concerning the death and sacrifice. The resurrection is just to prove to us that he rose from the dead.
Now you say, as much as you lift up this cup and break this bread, you show my death till I come.
You show my death till I come. Y'all understand?
Right.
Let's get some more of this, y'all. Go eat. What you got, Emma?
So there's no such thing as a Christian Hebrew?
A Christian Hebrew? Yeah. Because Christian is mentioned 3 times in the Bible. There's no such thing as Christianity Hebrew.
Right.
But you have to explain it 3 times that Christian. The word Christian is in the Bible. Christian means Christ follower.
Right.
Christianity means a follower of the Council of Nicaea in AD 332. 2 different things. Or you're going to have to explain why Christian is in the Bible, and then you're going to have to resort to yourself, well, that may be tampered with. I think the Romans did that. You can't do it. Christianity is a man-made doctrine. A Christ follower is different. Like when Paul went to, in 28th chapter of Acts, when he went to Agrippa, and he was breaking down Agrippa how he, on the road to Damascus, when Christ hit him and blinded him, he was explaining to him, Agrippa, who was of Edomite descent, Agrippa, he's a kin to Herod, who was sitting on the throne in Israel. He said, you almost convincing me to be a Christian. He didn't say, no, not that doctor. He said, not only you, but you and your household and anybody else that hear me. Because a Christ follower is not Christianity.
Right.
Or you got to deal with the 3 times it's in the Bible. Just like you have to deal with the 3 times that birthday's in the Bible. And not one of them say it's wrong.
Right.
There's wrong things happen on somebody's birthday. But when you get into the candles and making wish, that's what make that day or you can't tell a person, teach me the number of my years, Psalms 90 and 10. Teach me the number of you. How you going to do that without a birthday?
Right.
So nothing in the Bible says that that's wicked. They try to use Job 1, but that wasn't a birthday. That was Sunday dinner that they was having. Job never said nothing about they're doing their birth. He said in case they might have sinned, I'm offering a sacrifice. Might have sinned. Didn't say they were. If they were doing that practice, it would be sin, not might be sin. Right. So y'all, we got to twist it when you see certain words and you don't understand. Let's say this and move on. Like, there's a copycat out here called the Roman Church. It's trying to set itself up just like the Church of Messiah. And it's waiting on its second coming, so to speak. And they had a pope in its place, like he's the Messiah till he come back. But it's almost like a mirror doctrine. That's what you're trying to watch, because they're trying to make it and change it into to make it look just like us. Well, he can't forgive sins, you know that, but they say they can. And we chased it. That was what was formed in 332 AD. Roman Catholicism, or what's called the Universal Church. If you look up Catholic right now, are we Catholic?
No.
Huh? If y'all look up Catholic, it means
Universal
Universal Church.
If you look up the
See, but when you look up what they're saying, that's why they call it Roman Catholic. Roman Universal Church. And here's our setup program. This our Universal Church. We the whore that sitteth upon many waters. We Revelation 17. We're that Catholic universal church. But when you look up the word Catholic, it just means universal church. If Roman in front of it, if Spanish in front of it, then it's not the same doctrine. It's a different church. Let's get some more.
Verse 8.
So when you go to, when I have a friend who well, I associate, she attends Sabbath teaching, and
For what group?
She says she's a Hebrew.
Uh-huh.
But then she goes to Sunday church as well, and she knows everything about Hebrew.
Well, she's just into Hebrew Christianity. Yeah. That's all that is. You got Hebrews that left the church, but only thing that changes in that doctrine is they know they're Hebrews. They know what their nationality is, but all their practice is the same as it was in church. So it becomes Hebrew Christianity. See, and a lot of people try to label us that, but we're able to define ourselves perfectly because we'll tell you to go look it up. And if you find different from what we saying, we stand corrected. But when you look up Christian, it just means a Christ follower. Christianity is a made-up doctrine. They're saying we following Christ. If the Pope then was following the Christ, they wouldn't have a father in there saying, I can forgive your sins. Ain't no man able to do that. Then what we need the Messiah for if he's able to do it? Why are we waiting on the second coming? He can do it. I'm finna go do them things that some men I hear out in the street say they finna go do. And all I got to do is go to the priest. It's why the mob always go to him after they kill a whole family. Right. And he tell them, y'all sins are forgiven. Y'all kill all them about dope. How do you kill them and they ain't repentant?
How many Hail Marys?
How many and then say Hail Marys? They don't say nothing. This book don't speak of mother worship like Catholicism. Like Christianity is mother worship. You say Hail Mary. Mary is without sin, not the Messiah. In that doctrine. See, they say, oh, you talking about that virgin birth, y'all doing the Immaculate Conception. Well, you ain't really studied that. Because the Immaculate Conception say Mary is the one without sin. Not this. Y'all got it mixed up. Y'all are not looking, and you just push that off on somebody else. So when we hear that, we have to go back and look and say, well, that don't sound right what the Bible says. I got to go back and look at that. And ain't nothing wrong with saying, let me check that. Right. It's the problem that you don't want to, you feel like I done been caught short, so you'll let anything fly off your lips and condemn you even more.
Because that's pride.
That's pride. Let's get it, y'all.
Verse 8.
Yeah.
Neither shalt thou eat of the hyena.
Eat of the who?
The hyena.
Uh-huh.
That is, again, be not an adulterer, nor a corrupter of others.
Uh-huh.
Neither be like to such. And wherefore so? Because that creature every year changes its kind. Uh-huh. And it's sometimes male and sometimes female.
Uh-oh, y'all see that? So don't have that hyena doctrine. And you know what the hyena doctrine is? It's men who are flipped to women and complain more than women do. One minute they tough, the next minute they whining on Facebook.
Long hair doctrine.
Long hair doctrine. One minute you the man, the next minute you whining like a woman. Keep flipping the script. Not only that, but you accept transgender. You want to switch gender. And the hyena, it says, it makes you think it's switching genders. But we're going to read a little bit more. It's going to tell you why. Read a little bit more of that, Zeb.
Verse 9.
Yeah.
For which cause also he justly hated the weasel, to the end that they should not be like such persons who with their mouths commit wickedness by reason of their uncleanness, nor join themselves with those impure women, who with their mouths commit wickedness.
What they do?
With their mouths commit wickedness.
Uh-huh.
Because that animal conceives with its mouth.
What that animal do?
Conceives with its mouth.
So what we got here is it's a term called Penifor, peniform. And I'm just spelling the word for the children. Clitoris.
Spelling it P-E-N.
Peniform. Clitoris. And what they're saying is that female part is long as a male. And that's what when a woman tries to transform into a male, what she's trying to do, she's in hyena mode. She's trying to make that Clitoris male. and say it can act just like a male. But you talking about it's the infant syndrome that they willing to accept.
Little man.
Huh?
No, man.
Okay. Say again.
Say no, man.
So, little man, yeah, absolutely. So when you understand, when you look up that word, penniform, CLITORIS, it'll be what it'll look like is has an extension like a male. That's all I'm saying, y'all. We're trying to keep it clean, but the Bible is about human life, y'all. It gets down to the nitty gritty. Ain't nothing technically off limits about the body and what it's telling you, but that's when women try to be men and transform themselves. They're banking off of a hyena type of spirit that it can switch from man to woman. Let's read some more.
Verse 10.
Yeah.
Moses, therefore,
And let me say this too, Zeb, before you get up. And that other hyena spirit is these camps that brothers, you'll find they want to be a man, king, speak out, cuss people out on the street corner, then they want to switch to a woman and want that table leg. You know what I'm saying?
Closed doors.
Yeah.
Man, stop.
Okay, yeah,
ain't no way to clean.
Yeah, well, some individuals out there now. Yeah, with stuff that you get at the dentist so they can pull your teeth, numbing lube. Y'all, they in the hyena spirit. And look, we're not saying that an individual could be caught up into that. An individual can go to jail and get run over. An individual could be a molesting uncle in the house. Y'all understand what I'm saying? But you can't then repeat the practice. If you know it's wrong, you can't then repeat the practice. Whatever drama it had on you, you have to kind of work yourself through that and get out of that. We're not saying anybody to do that. It said if you believe you were born that way, you're saying God made me in error. And ain't no baby came out whining and sounding like RuPaul's Drag Race. Ain't no baby done that. Man. You know.
RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yeah. No, baby can't be born gay.
No such thing.
You know, Sister Margaret?
Yeah.
Be careful out there.
Take care.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Look, we need to go Passover coming up, so. You know, okay. All right. So y'all look up that word, y'all get y'all own understanding. But go ahead, where we at? Verse 9.
Verse 10.
Yeah.
Moses therefore speaking as concerning meats, delivered indeed 3 great precepts to them in the spiritual signification of those commands. But they, according to the desires of the flesh.
Desires of the what?
Flesh. Understood him as if he had only meant it of meat.
That he only meant it of meats. He's not talking about just flesh meats that you can eat. He's talking about spiritual eating. Where Adam them fed. Eating the fruits of the spirit. Those are fruits, ain't they? How do you partake in the fruits of the spirit? I mean, is it a tree somewhere that you can go out and just pluck them off?
Doctrine.
Can you just pluck off gentleness, faith, long suffering? Man, give me a bite of that long suffering you got there. Read that last verse, bro.
Get your own.
Yeah.
Verse 11. And therefore David took aright the knowledge of his threefold command, saying in like manner, blessed is the man that has not walked in the counsel of the ungodly, as the fishes before mentioned in the bottom of the deep in darkness.
Y'all see how men that like this say, walk, the ungodly, the wicked is like catfish. All they do is hang on the bottom. All they bottom dwellers. All they do is talk bottom noise. You know, doctrine is catfish doctrine. No fins and scales because they have believed it. So they missing an ingredient. And they like to just swim in the bottom. They'll find any dirt doctrine. Let's get some more.
Verse 13.
Yeah.
Nor stood in the way of sinners, as they who seem to fear the Lord, but yet sin as the soul. And have not sat in the seat of the scorners, as those birds who sit and watch that they may devour. Here you have the law concerning meat perfectly set forth, and according to the true knowledge of it. But says Moses, ye shall eat all that divided the hook and cheweth the cud, signifying thereby such and one as having taken his food, knowing him that nourisheth him, and resting upon him, rejoicing in him.
Y'all understand why now we eat the split hoof spiritually? This what it just said in that verse. Why we eat the split hoof. It ain't just like, well, man, because it ain't in the mud and they're doing that. Well, animals are in the wild. You know, that sheep ain't going to wipe his rear end if it drop a load, is it? So what it's telling you, though, is just giving you the explanation. I'm just patterning it. It was like this. Their insides are clean. They eat clean. They walk amongst the clean, so to speak. And that's why he compares an individual that eat correctly like one who keep the law. Go ahead.
Verse 17.
Yeah.
And in this he spake well, having respect to the commandment. What therefore is it that he says? That he should hold fast to them that fear the Lord.
Got to hold fast to them. Yes, sir.
With those who meditate on the command and of the word which they have received in their heart.
What they received of that?
In their heart. With those that declare the righteous judgment of the Lord and keep his commandments. Y'all,
that's the diet we have to be on first before we start talking about any physical food. If you ain't on this diet first, food ain't going to help you out. Because there's still something called Judgment Day. Let's get some more.
Verse 18.
Yeah.
In short, with those who know that to meditate is a work of pleasure, and therefore exercise themselves in the word of the Most High. But why might they eat those that cleave the hoof? Because the righteous liveth in this present world, but his expectation is fixed upon the other. See, brethren, how admirably Moses commanded these things. But how should we thus know all this and understand it? We therefore, understanding aright the commandments, speak as the Lord would have us.
See, the commandments, speak as the Lord would have us. Be truthful about it. Go ahead.
Wherefore he has circumcised our ears and our hearts, that we might know these things.
That you might understand it, because the kingdom of heaven is not about food and drinks, y'all. It's about obedience. Things are given to us symbolically so we'll understand. And the hyena, y'all, is why we running this transgenderism. They're switching. Women want to be men or in a hyena mode. So when Easter comes for the church, are they promoting adultery? Because it says like the hair, it just keep multiplying adulterous doctrine. We married to this guy. How you into that form of Easter? How you into rabbit doctrine? That means you just out making babies anywhere with other doctrines. You making other baby doctrines. That make sense? Let's move on, y'all. You got anything too bad before we move on?
Yeah, I got a question.
Okay.
What is the difference between work in Leviticus 23:3 and servile work in Leviticus 23:6?
The difference is it's still servile work. It means who pays you or who you're serving to for your wages of how you live. Servile ain't gonna change. Sometimes you can get your wages as being a Hebrew servant. You understand? Your wages are your work. That's how you get paid. Servants don't get any money. Eleazar didn't get riches. Eleazar lived for free and got all of the riches that Abraham had. He lived extremely well. Y'all understand? If Abraham rich, he in the palace, guess who living in that palace? He fixes the food, he says everything, but unless you want to go to both of them and see what the difference is. But servile is what servile is. On the Sabbath, it starts off. 6 days you must work, and then you rest on the Sabbath. But y'all, we got to seek that other rest in Hebrews 4. And 2 Ezra 8, 52, 63. That may be homework, but that's the two different rests, and now understand the two different labor. Y'all, if we labor to retire in this world, guess what? Guess what you still have to pay? Bills, taxes. Bills and taxes. You didn't work your whole life on this side and retire, but in the kingdom, there are no bills and taxes. See, so you have to labor for that rest. Because this rest, even though you say I'm retired, you still got to get in line with everybody else when them taxes come up. You don't get to rest from that. See, this side of paradise say you rest from all your labors. Not some of them. But servile work, when you look up servile, it means how you make your money, how you get your money. Look, and they say, well, what about a housewife? The man going out, what about? She can only work 6 days a week. She have to keep that house up, bathe the children, do everything else, but she can't cook a full course 3 days meals on that 7th day, or she'll be burnt out. That following Sunday, she will be through and can't cook nothing. Mama sick. Mama sick, y'all. Why mama sick? Mama done been worked to death in the house. You done had, right. And she lands. So who cook now?
Daddy.
Daddy don't know how to cook Elisha. His specialty is hot dogs and eggs. Yes, sir. I know Elisha.
That's what it's gonna be then.
Yes, sir.
The children.
Look. Yes, sir. Look. See, when the mama's sick and daddy had to take over, that's where you get all them Taco Bell menus. Crunch wraps and different things. That's where you put bread, a piece of bologna, you put cookies and potato chips on it, fold it together. Especially if that glaucoma medicine is involved. And Taco Bell see that and they say, oh, we got a crunch wrap. They always got some wrapped together and mixed up. Y'all, that's glaucoma late night activity eating that they done put on the menu now. Boy,
I can cook, man.
Elisha can cook though. Well, see, we got brothers who cook. But I'm talking about, man, look, I'm talking about serving hot dog water. I mean, just don't know how she fix soup. But a woman that's a woman of the house cannot work 7 days a week, cooking every day, cleaning, taking care of the children. She has to take 1 day off.
Yeah, man.
Or she's going to burn out. And if she burns out, who's going to take her place? Let's get some more, y'all. We only got 20 minutes left. Let's get it.
Where we go?
You finished that all, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Let's get Matthew 4:1. And that's just quick. We just going to go 1 through 4 on that. Y'all read all the Galatians 5. Well, we can do them. That's just a one-liner. And then we're just going to jump into the clean birth and we'll be out of here. Y'all also read, and when we're talking about what's legal to eat, Acts 10th chapter, Peter rise, kill, and eat. It was done 3 times, unclean animal. Peter never said okay. It said while Peter doubted the vision and said, no, Lord, nothing unclean has ever entered into my mouth. Then Cornelius' servants knock at the door and say, we looking for Peter. Then he understood when you get to Acts 10 and verse 28, God has told me not to call any man common or clean. But Leviticus 11 and Deuteronomy 14 is still legit. Yeah. It's still on the list like it's supposed to be. Yeah. But I can't call this other individual who want to worship our God unclean. You're unclean. You can't worship our God. And yet you breaking all the laws of our God. Look, they ain't in captivity. We are. So how you going to throw that at them? You understand what I'm saying? Like, let's get some more of this, y'all, real quick. Galatians 5, 22 and 23. Just real quick, y'all. Yeah, I said Galatians. I had Galatians, but it's only, I thought it was the whole chapter, but it's only 1 verse.
So you want Galatians?
I want Galatians, and then because it's the fruit of the Spirit. And this is what we're talking about. Individuals out here are trying to make you think that there was a literal fruit eating that caused sin. If that's the case, then there got to be a literal fruit that fixes sin.
Right, that's right.
There's got to be some at Whole Food Market that will make our flesh not corrupt. And we never have to go to the undertaker. Anybody know about that fruit anywhere? That I can tear up my insurance policy, the burial policy. Anybody know where that fruit is?
Right here.
Yeah, there it is, like exactly, bro. Real quick, y'all, we're going to run that one Matthew 4, and then we're just going to do Leviticus cleansing law, and we're going to be out. We can run through them. We're going to read all the way down. Go ahead.
Galatians what?
Galatians 5, 22 and 23. That's it. And then, because we have to have the flip side, because people keep making you think that that's what happened in the garden.
Galatians chapter 5, verse 22.
What it say?
But the fruit of the Spirit is love.
What is the fruit of the Spirit?
Love. Joy. Peace.
Yeah.
Long suffering.
Yeah.
Gentleness.
Yeah.
Goodness. Faith. meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law. And they that are Christ have crucified the flesh with the affections and lusts.
Go ahead, read that on down.
If we live in the Spirit, let us also walk in the Spirit. Let us not be desirous of vain glory, provoking one another, envying one another.
Y'all see that? So that's the fruits of the Spirit. Now, if there's a literal tree out there that you can find, that ought to fix our problem, shouldn't it?
That's right.
Let's get this last one, y'all. Matthew 4, 1 through 4. Then we're going to just hit Leviticus 12 and just do a little bit of 15 because we have to. And then we'll have a little homework.
Matthew chapter 4, verse 1.
What'd it say?
Then was Yahushua led up of the Spirit unto the wilderness to be tempted of the devil. And when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights.
So he ain't ate or drink anything in 40 days or 40 nights. So hunger set in. Y'all can imagine how hungry he was and how hungry we be, and we only do 1 hour on the, 24 hours on the feast. Okay, go ahead. You go sis. Be careful out there.
He was afterward and hungry.
Yeah, go ahead.
He was afterward and hungry. And when the tempter came to him.
When the who came?
When the tempter came to him. He said, if thou be the Son of Yahweh, command that these stones be made bread.
Right.
But he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone.
Man shall not do what?
Live by bread alone.
Let's see how man have to live.
But by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of Yahweh.
Every word, not some words, not alter words, but every word. Y'all understand from Genesis 1 and 1 to Revelation 22 and I believe 16 is the last verse. Every word in between there, you can't take none out and you can't add none to it. That's your diet. That's your perfect spiritual diet. Let's hold that. Let's go right to Leviticus 12. And this will answer that question real quick, y'all, while we got 15 minutes and 38 seconds.
At least it ain't 97.
Yes, sir.
120 seconds.
See, y'all don't be wanting me to put that math on y'all.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, they won't be counting, boy. Run out of toes and fingers. You only get 10, 11, 12, 13, 19, 20. I can't count after that. Go ahead. Leviticus 12. Let's get it. 12 and 1. We're going to run that. Yeah.
Leviticus chapter 12, verse 1. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, if a woman have conceived seed and born a man child, then she shall be unclean 7 days.
How many days?
7 days. According to the days of the separation of her for her infirmity, shall she be unclean.
So it says, speak unto if a woman have conceived seed, born a man child. So a woman can conceive seed as soon as she come into her flower. This is why it's so dangerous for that 12-year-old doctrine that these camps out here in different groups are playing on, impregnating a 12-year-old. What is she going to do? How does she know about being a mother?
That's right.
Her walls ain't even built up, meaning her breasts ain't even built up. And you talking about she's ready for womanhood, but because there's a baby in her belly from some rogue somebody that had their way with her, these laws apply to her now. If she have a son, it don't matter that she 10. It used to happen in Mississippi all the time. Yeah. They send the baby here like it's the mother, but it's raised as a sister instead of, y'all understand what I'm saying? To keep that chaos down so won't nobody know that she had a baby and she was just in the 5th grade. No, that baby gonna be raised as her sister in that household because she too young to have a baby. Let's get some more.
Verse 3.
Yeah.
And in the 8th day, the flesh of his foreskin shall be circumcised.
Right.
And she shall then continue in the blood of her purifying 3 and 30 days.
66 days. Go ahead.
She shall touch no hallowed thing, nor come into the sanctuary until the days of her purifying be fulfilled.
That didn't say she couldn't come to the Passover. It say touch no hallowed thing. She can't get in and like what the priest would do and meddle with that, and she's in the days of her separation. Y'all understand? Because there's blood flowing, so to speak, and it can contaminate the holy things. Y'all understand? It says no holy things in the sanctuary. So she have to abstain from that, but that's not stopping her from being around her other family members, or, you know, the whole house is unclean.
That's right.
Go ahead, what does it say, like?
But if she bear a man child, a maid child, then she shall be unclean 2 weeks, as in her separation. And she shall continue in the blood of her purifying 66 days.
So, 66, what was that, 66 days. And the other one was how many days? 33.
33.
And 38, yeah, 36, 38 days. So, what it's saying is, in her blood, y'all keep seeing that word, her blood, we got to make sure all of that is out. It's different for when a boy child is born. It's double when a girl child is born. It's doubled up. Y'all understand? So, the sacrifice, so to speak, is doubled up. Go ahead, read some more lights.
And you see this corroborates with her coming into the garden.
Yeah, absolutely. They didn't let Eve in the garden until 80 days. Adam came in the garden after 40 days. Let's get some more. Because the earth was still the mother, so to speak. Adam had Mother Earth on him as well. So they had to wait and come in the garden. Go ahead, what else to say, like?
And when the days of her purifying are fulfilled, for a son or for a daughter, she shall bring a lamb of the first year for a burnt offering, and a young pigeon or a turtle dove for a sin offering unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation unto the priest.
So, and we was talking about the diet. Can you eat giraffe meat? Huh? Who said
Yep.
Yeah.
It meets the requirements.
Y'all, now look, y'all talking about some neck bones. That's some neck bone.
Well, that's a neck bone for
Can
the
you
whole-
eat a pigeon?
Right, that's what I want to know, what turtle does.
They say they clean. They clean birds.
They're on a clean list.
So all them pigeons around on your windowsill, quit chasing them away.
Invite them in.
Oh, you saying them ghetto pigeons don't count?
You said
It'd be the rock.
Yeah, them ghetto pigeons will
It'd be
have
the
your
rock.
remote control, won't they? Yeah, let's get some more, yeah.
You be tied
Ghetto
up in the
pigeons
corner.
eat hot fries.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 7.
Yeah.
Who shall offer it before the Most High and make an atonement for her, and she shall be cleansed from the issue of her blood.
From the issue of her what?
Her blood.
Uh-huh.
This is the law.
This
for her,
is the what?
The law for her that hath born a male or a female. And if she be not able to bring a lamb, then she shall bring 2 turtles or 2 young pigeons, the one for the burnt offering and the other for the sin offering. And the priest shall make an atonement for her, and she shall be clean.
So, and y'all keep saying, why does she have to make one for the sin offering? What she do to sin by having a child? Y'all, this going back to the garden. If it weren't for that, we wouldn't even be having these problems. So we keep going back to the garden. We still have to account for Adam and Eve, y'all. That's why we have to pray for our ancestors.
Right.
Y'all, because it causes death. Look, she got to bring a turtle dove because this child that has now a birthday has a death date. And you know that. Look, you know day one, this child could die tomorrow. Let's get this next one. Leviticus 15, y'all. We ain't got but a few minutes. 4:30, we rolling pretty good. Shalom, Mark Rodney, out of Minnesota. Mark Rodney, Rod.
Leviticus chapter 15, verse 1.
Yes, sir. Now, this is going to get on the man's side. And then, Emo, if I can, I'm just going to give you the scripture concerning eggs, y'all, because I know a lot of us are talking about eggs, what eggs we can eat or what eggs we can't. Go ahead. What you got, bro?
Verse 15, chapter 15, verse 1.
What it say?
And the Lord spake unto Moses and to Aaron, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when any man has a running issue out of his flesh, because of his issue, he is unclean.
A running issue, he's leaking. Y'all understand that? He could be leaking from the nose, snot. He keep wiping his nose with his sleeve. Can you then take hold of that shirt by the hand? I'm talking about, boy, pull that shirt off, and you pull it off of him, and you got hold right where he keep doing like this at.
You contaminated.
It's contamination, y'all. And you have to see if this that got on me is now on me. Y'all understand? Because I touched that shirt. Running issue. Out of your nose. That's a running issue. If at night one nostril clogged up and the other one you can breathe through it. Well, that one clogged up just started to drain in the middle of the night and get all over your pillow. You gonna put a baby on that pillow? No, put him in my bed. Put him on the pillow.
Pink eye is a running issue.
Boy, pink eye is a running issue.
And highly contagious.
A man thinking she looked clean, she didn't have no bumps on her face. We'll get a running issue. Let's get some more.
And this shall be his uncleanness for his issue, whether his flesh be running with his issue or his flesh be stopped from his issue. It is his unclean. Every bed whereon he lieth.
Every bed where he lieth. Go ahead.
That have the issue is unclean, and everything whereon he sitteth shall be unclean.
So when you go and someone's sick in the bed and they sweating and they throwing up or all around that, you have to understand that's a bed of sickness because he's releasing toxins. You have to change the sheets daily. If you don't, the sheets are laden with toxins. Y'all understand? If you work on construction and you get in that bed with them sweaty underwear on and just get in there, there's some toxins in there. You have to be careful.
Watch your belly.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Verse 5.
Yeah.
And whosoever toucheth his bed shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water and be unclean until evening.
See, it didn't make you defile. It just said you may have touched some contamination. If y'all truly want to find out, and this had to be personal, if you doing whatever you doing with a female, go get a black light and point it to where y'all just got through, and you're going to understand this perfectly.
Turn them off.
You are going to, what they going to holler is,
turn them off.
Turn them off. Because it's going to be everywhere. And you're going to say, how did it get there? How did it get there? How did it splash there?
Rapid movement.
Let's get some more, y'all.
Verse 6.
Yeah.
And he that sitteth on anything thereon he sat, that had the issue, shall wash his clothes, and bathe himself in water, and be unclean until evening.
Unclean until evening. If you can smell somebody rear end when they walk in the room, and then they sit down next to you, you know you have to say, well, I can't sit there because the funk that's gonna come out, everybody gonna think it's me. And then I'm about to be saying, man, I just washed these jeans. Man, I'm telling you, man, I ironed these fresh jeans. They're like, no, player.
When in doubt.
Yeah, do that. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Verse 7.
Yeah.
And he that touches the flesh of him that had the issue shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water and be unclean until evening.
Y'all, you're only unclean before the next day starts. If it goes into the next day, you're going to know. Uncleanness is a contamination period. Go ahead.
And if he that has an issue spit upon him that is clean, then he shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water and be unclean until evening.
Right.
And what saddle soever he rideth upon that had the issue shall be unclean.
Whatever saddle he riding on, so the car seat. See, and this is what I'm talking about. When these men are trying to push these laws on women about you can't go nowhere, you can't do nothing, you unclean, they're only looking at her release of fluid, so to speak. But he never look at his and don't understand this. We don't know if you done had that issue, and I'm like, man, let me use them wheels to run around to the liquor store. And we don't know he got a running issue. We ain't even supposed to be behind his driver's seat, going nowhere. Right. And it's like, man, did you pick up some Desinex the way you scratching when you went to get that beer? Man, I was just scratching. I don't know. When I got out the car, I just started itching and scratching.
No.
What you got?
Ain't saying if a man spit on a man,
Yeah.
the man is unclean.
Yeah.
If he has an issue.
If he has an issue, because, look, we got some people that like to eat and talk in your face and chewing and be spitting food, and that piece of green or something will fly right here, and you don't want to tell them to get out of the way. You just keep looking like this, you know. And finally, you just hoping, will you leave so I can wipe my cheek? It's starting to burn like acid. As soon as you eat, you start to pull it and go look in the mirror. You got to tell them, look, man, you can't do all that eating and spitting and talking. Me and Nurse got a problem we used to call shower man. I mean, Man, he be talking, your whole face be wet, boy. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 10.
Yeah.
And whosoever toucheth anything that is under him shall be unclean until evening.
Just until even, y'all, to make sure it's going to show by evening. Go ahead.
And he that beareth any of those things shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water and be unclean until evening. And whomsoever he toucheth that hath the issue and have not rinsed his hands in water, he shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water and be unclean until evening.
Y'all hear what it say, have not washed his hands. Y'all see why hand washing is so important? It stops contamination, y'all, from spreading forth. If you know what you've been into, don't stick your hand in the general pot. If there's individuals, that's one thing. But digging a hand in there and you haven't just used the hand sanitizer or different things like this, it ain't, you're missing what Christ is saying when they saying you was eating with unwashed hand. That was ceremonial. Those were high priests. And they were looking at Christ saying he was a king and priest. So they was attacking him from that perspective, that he wasn't doing ritual sacrifices of washing of cups like the priests used to do in the temple. That had nothing to do with you pulling up at a fast food restaurant and you working construction out there. And you on your lunch break.
You better wash your hands.
You don't do no sacrificial that when you do that. If you grab a burger that may be, man, that tastes like some oil from off that oil change I did. I should have washed my hand. You will know. But go ahead, Jay, finish that up.
Verse 13.
Yeah.
And when he that hath an issue is clean of his issue, then he shall number to himself 7 days for his cleansing, and wash his clothes, and bathe his flesh in running water, and shall be clean.
And you know the only problem with this, men will call out women about their uncleanness. But at this point, who we going to call out? Or how do we check men to know they ain't got no running issue? And they sitting up in the Passover. And you just see them keep doing like this in the seat.
He done learn how to scratch on the slide.
Yeah. Where your woman at, man? I told her she couldn't come. You know, Aunt Flo is there. Okay, and then
You look like you floating.
Oh yeah, he doing the electric slide in his church, trying to itch on the church. See, this say he. So this deals with men running issues of them. Because a man's issue is contained with blood. If he's making a baby, it has blood in it. Read some more of that.
Verse 14.
Yeah, we're going to hold it 15.
And on the 18th day, he shall take to him 2 turtle doves, or 2 young pigeons, and come before the Lord unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation.
I say, read that on down, Zeb, just down to 23. Okay.
And give them unto the priest.
Yeah.
And the priest shall offer them, the one for the sin offering, and the other for a burnt offering. And the priest shall make an atonement for him before the Elohim for his issue.
Now that was concerning bad disease, colds, anything, fluids coming out of you, whatever, you know, because toxins come out of you when you're sick. So all of that was talking about those running issues and different things, you know, sickness. Now we're finna get into the other running issue. Go ahead.
And if any man's seed of copulation,
his seed of what?
Copulation, go out from him, then he shall wash all his flesh in water and be unclean until evening.
So you got to wash all your flesh, because if you do a monkey bath, it could be on your thigh.
You can spread
it could be under your arm and you monkey bath. And monkey bath is just in the sink, you know.
Turn on that purple light, you'll know.
Throw the rag away, that's a monkey bath.
Put that purple light on.
See, yeah, then you put that purple light on him, you're going to see he should have wiped all around his kneecaps, down by his ankles, up around here, because it's loaded behind power. And when it goes, it's like a fire hose. Y'all understand what I'm saying? It's subject to get everywhere. Y'all feel me? Trying not to be too graphic, but y'all understand? Go ahead, Zed.
Verse 17.
Yeah.
And every garment and every skin whereon is the seed of copulation shall be washed with water and be unclean until evening. The woman also with whom man shall lieth with seed of copulation, they shall both bathe themselves in water and be unclean until evening.
So now you see how it switched from a man. You're like, so what he doing? What he doing to himself is Deuteronomy 23 and 10. So y'all read Deuteronomy 23 and 10, and you know the seed of copulation can come out from a man without a woman. Well, he just names it a woman. He named Rosie Palm, but it could come out like that. You understand what I'm saying? So there's a difference between him and a nocturnal emission, or what we call a wet dream, versus then when he get with a woman. What else says there?
Verse 19.
Yeah.
And if a woman have an issue, and her issue in her flesh be blood, she shall be put apart 7 days, and whosoever touches her shall be unclean until evening.
Y'all read the rest of that, y'all, but it's going to explain it perfectly, but that's the law of when a child is responsible. It's called puberty, and puberty comes when you're able to produce a child. And there's always one. A young girl going to always be sore up here, extremely sore up here. And she's going to always be walking like this. That's a sign in case you're not understanding. A boy's voice is going to crack when he reaches that age. He be like, hey, Daddy, we're going to work on the car today. You like, wait a minute, boy, say that again. Hey, Daddy, we're going to work on the car today. You like, boy, how old are you? You don't know, Daddy. He's like, boy, look, you must be coming into manhood. I got to start watching you. And that's when we ask, boy, you got a girlfriend? We need to know at that point. You can finna be a daddy. And you don't know your multiplications yet. You still wearing your shoes on the wrong feet? I told you twice. Boy, put your shoes on the right feet.
He can't be no daddy. You can't let that be a daddy.
You will be walking in a circle at school. So, y'all, let's get this next one, y'all. We got about 10 minutes. Leviticus 22. It's going to be quick, y'all. Y'all, I'm just going to tell the difference. And see, all of that was for the common man and woman. What happens a lot of time is because these individuals don't teach you the priesthood, they mix priests with the common folk. And they'll point to a priest, something that's for the priest, that's not for the common folk. The priest had to be holy. The priest could only marry virgins. They couldn't even marry a widow. If her husband died, they couldn't do none of that. The common man, the common Israelite could. But people don't tell you when they're trying to manipulate you the difference in the priesthood. What's for the people and for the priest. They'll run you a prescription and you don't know. You be like, oh, I ain't supposed to never do that. I'm going to be clean till evening. I'm going to be unclean forever. Let's read that, Zed. Go ahead. It'll explain itself. Leviticus 22 and 1, y'all. We're going to call it. And I'll give you homework.
Leviticus chapter 22, verse 1.
What it say?
And the Elohim spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron and to his son.
Who is he talking to?
Speak unto Aaron and to his son. That they separate themselves from the holy things of the children of Israel, and that they profane not my holy name in those things which they hallow unto me. I am the Lord.
You can't call yourself a priest of Aaron and you doing common man things or doing wickedness like that. Like this individual wanted that Curl House furniture extended leg put on it.
Huh?
He didn't want no big lock furniture. Go ahead, Zed. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah. Well, you don't know. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Verse 3.
Yeah.
Say unto them, whosoever he be of all your seed among your generations, that goeth unto the holy things, which the children of Israel hallow unto the Elohim, having his uncleanness upon him, that soul shall be cut off from my presence. I am the Lord.
So it's saying if a priest come up in there dirtied up and wash himself with water, he say, I'm gonna put you to death right immediately. How you gonna come in here defiled?
Right.
How you gonna represent to the children of Israel and you dirtier than them? Let's get some more.
What man soever Aaron is.
No, read that again.
And whatsoever of the seed of Aaron.
Read that again, Jed.
What man soever of the seed of Aaron is a leper.
Is a what?
Is a leper, or have a running issue, he shall not eat of the holy things until he be clean. And whoso toucheth anything that is unclean by the dead, or a man whose seed goeth from him, or whosoever toucheth any creeping thing, whereby he may be made unclean, or a man of whom he may take uncleanness, whatsoever uncleanness he hath, the soul which hath touched any such shall be unclean until evening, and shall not eat of the holy things unless he wash his flesh in water. And when the sun is down, he shall be clean, and shall afterward eat of the holy things, shall eat of the holy things, because it is his food.
See, and this talking about the priest, the holy things are his food. So he have to be cleaner than the children of Israel, because he's now the intercessor. He goes between the children of Israel and talk to the Lord. There's always been an intercessor, y'all. It ain't never been the Most High one-on-one. Christ was in the garden with Adam. He was the tree of life. The devil was the tree of good and evil. So Christ has always been around. He ain't never been missing. There's always been an intercessor. Always. It ain't never had to be added. Christ has always been there. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 8.
Yeah.
That which dieth of itself, or is torn with beasts, he shall not eat to defile himself therewith. I am the Lord. They shall therefore keep mine ordinances, lest they bear sin for it, and die therefore, if they profane it. I the Lord do sanctify them. There shall no stranger eat of the holy things, a sojourner of the priest, or an hired servant shall not eat of the holy things.
Y'all see that of the holy things of the priest, no stranger. But your servant can that live with you. Go ahead, because you're of the common people. Go ahead.
But if the priest buy any soul with his money, he shall eat of it, and he that is born in his house shall eat of his meat. If the priest's daughter also be married unto a stranger, she may not eat of an offering of the holy thing.
So if a priest have a daughter and she married somebody of another race, she can't eat of the holy things. That's a priest's daughter. Got nothing to do with a regular man's daughter. Go ahead, Zed.
But if the priest's daughter be a widow or divorced, or have no child, and is returned unto her father's house, as in her youth, she shall eat of her father's meat, but there shall no stranger eat thereof.
Now, she's married to a righteous man, but she's a widow, or she divorced. If she goes back to her father's house, she's back under his rule, but she have not married any crazy thing out there. Marriages just don't work sometime, y'all. Go ahead.
And if a man eat of a holy thing unwittingly, then he shall put the fifth part thereof unto it, and shall give it unto the priest. Y'all
read the rest of that, y'all. It's going to get even clearer about how the priest is separated from the regular people. But just that was the Levitical priest under the order of Aaron. If you will, Zeb, just the first 3 verses of Hebrews 9, y'all. We're going to get homework on the rest. Hebrews 9, just so you understand the difference in the priesthood, physical versus spiritual. Just Hebrews 9, we're only going to read the first couple verses, y'all. We're going to close on out of here.
Hebrews chapter 9, verse 1.
Yes, sir.
Then verily the first covenant had also ordinances of divine service, and a worldly sanctuary. For there was a tabernacle made, the first, wherein was the candlestick.
We're going to take it down to verse 14, y'all. We're going to close.
And the table, and the showbread, which is called the sanctuary.
Right.
And after the second veil, the tabernacle, which is called the holiest of all.
See, Aaron and his son, one man, one time a year, would go back to the holiest of holy. That's where the Ark of the Covenant was. He can't have no stain on him. Go ahead.
Which had the golden censer and the Ark of the Covenant overlaid round about with gold.
Yes, sir.
Wherein was the golden pot that had manna, and Aaron's rod that budded, and the tables of the covenant, and over it the cherubims of glory shadowing the mercy seat, of which we can now speak particularly. We cannot now speak particularly. Now when these things were thus ordained, the priest...
The who?
The priest went also into the first tabernacle accomplishing the service of Yahweh. But into the second went the high priest alone once every year, not without blood, which he offered for himself and for the errors of the people.
So you see, he had to offer sacrifice, but he went back into that holies of holies once a year, y'all. Go ahead.
Verse 8, the Holy Ghost is this signifying that the way unto the holiest of all was not yet made manifest, while as the first tabernacle was yet standing, which was a figure for the time then present, in which we offered both gifts and sacrifices, that could not make him that did the service perfect, as pertaining to the conscience.
See, so what it's saying is Aaron, his Levitical priest, could go back to the holies of holies and be disobedient. He's the high priest and he's disobedient. So basically what it's saying is that first covenant, it leaves error and room for fault for who you need as an intercessor. It's like these individuals that keep saying my high priest or our chief high priest, he can't do no wrong. Make a false prophecy. Want in that hyena spirit, want to be a man then a woman. And then this individual called himself a high priest. And he's going to talk to the Most High about your sins? Let's get some more.
Verse 10.
Yeah.
Which stood only in meats and drinks and divers washings and carnal ordinances, imposing them until the time of reformation.
But here we go. There's a change in it on the new intercessor after the order of Melchizedek. Go ahead.
But Christ being come and high priest.
What did he become?
And high priest of good things to come, by a greater and more perfect tabernacle, not made with hands, that is to say, not of this building, neither by the blood of goats and calves, but by his own blood he entered in once unto the holy place, having obtained eternal redemption for us. For if the blood of bulls and of goats and the ashes of an heifer sprinkled the unclean, sanctified to the purifying of the flesh, how much more shall the blood of Christ, who through the eternal Spirit offered himself without spot to without spot to Yahweh, purge your conscience from the dead works to serve the living God.
Why you still chasing Aaron and you need a priest who could be defiled? Go with Melchizedek, who you know he never sinned once, nor was guile found in his mouth. He's a pure individual. So when he go to the Father about you, it's about pureness. It's about, Lord, have mercy on him. He's a good servant, but he fell off right here. And the Messiah speak to the Father, and the Father say, I believe your words, son. You ain't never talked to me wrong. I ain't never had to chastise you, son. I accept what you say about this individual. But that high priest, you couldn't trust him. Just like these people calling themselves high priests now in these camps, and they revealing each other's secret. Well, he didn't tell you about the time he left and was chasing behind that donkey, pulling up his tail. See, and then they start telling everybody's secrets. And then you have the other group of come in and try to defend him. Man, why y'all blast him out like that? Why you can't be brothers? Well, he blasting his own brother out himself. He started bringing up his transgression. But what about the time you ran down the Six Flags and they caught you over? We didn't need to know that. That's the same spirit of three men robbing the bank. One get caught and the other, and he hollered, come on, man, they got us. I'm high and good. You got caught because you put all your information on the phone, and yet you're going to tell on this man over here. Y'all understand what that doctrine does? That's because they're still playing Aaron priest games, and Aaron and Moses ain't on this no more. Deuteronomy 18 and 9 has already come into effect. Another one of your brethren, that's who you got to listen to. That's what the leader told the rest of Israel. There's another one coming. Y'all ain't going to have to never worry about another intercessor after he get here. He going to be pure. He going to be undefiled. But you know why they keep going to their high priests and different things? It's because they say his birth was made in fornication, so they give us legal right. Joseph had Mary before the wedding. Mary stopped by his house and it was fornication, but he's still our Messiah. See, they believe in a bruised Messiah. A Messiah that they say, we believe his mother was a harlot. That allows them to believe their high priest who came in, they don't know how he was birthed. Could have been birthed at the drive-in. A lot of births, conceptions at the drive-in. Some in the back of movie theaters. And God forbid, it's in your parents' bedroom. Why is it that children all go there and they got their own bedroom? See, that's the devil really do it to you. Go in your mama's new bed.
Let's play house.
Yeah, and spread forth that. And she get mad at her husband. Wait a minute, Henry, I put the black light on these sheets. Where you been? Ain't been nowhere, woman. You know where I've been. Well, somebody else been in here. Let's get everybody in here. Who been in here playing house?
Ain't nobody saying.
But look, ain't nobody saying nothing. Y'all, we're going to close out.
Daddy going to have to take that one.
Y'all, let's seek that ultimate rest, y'all. Y'all, please read Hebrews, the 4th chapter. This homework in 2nd Ezra 8, verse 50 through 63. Y'all going to understand the rest part of these separation of the priests and what we're required.
What's the verses again?
You got Hebrews, the entire 4th chapter. It's going to explain the difference in the rest Christ is having us see. The order of Melchizedek that was given to Adam, who was under the order of Melchizedek. That rest where Adam didn't have to work. He did things like till the garden and spread the word of God to his children that was coming after him. But he didn't have to do the labor that we have to do, that where you sit on the side of the bed and trying to figure out if I'm going to go in today.
He didn't have to dig up the earth.
He didn't have to do none of
plant
that.
Seeds or none of that.
Born in retirement. But you sitting on the side of the bed trying to figure how you going to call in for 2 weeks in a row. Trying to get your Elmer Fudd voice together. Harold, get the supervisor. What you got back there?
Just to remind people that I got the bags out in the car if you're interested in taking them.
Also, y'all, because we had so many bags, everybody, we had to get them out of here. I have some in my car as well. If any of y'all know where the homeless at, we're going to divvy up what we have left on the parking lot because we still have the sundown because Purim was 2-day feast. So we still have to sundown today. So we like to get those bags out. I got a few in my car. Sister DeBoer got a few too. If y'all want to just take a few with you, just run by a homeless spot and hand them out. We good? Too bad you got anything?
No, sir. This ain't excellent class.
All praises to the most, y'all. And y'all understand this, the reason we went over this is because the feast days are coming up and they require eating. We don't want nobody to start questioning us about our lamb and you don't say, look, I'm dealing with the Lamb of God. Because this the deal, if you don't have no lamb, can you keep the Passover?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you can with the Lamb of God. John 1, behold the Lamb of God. Yeah, you can keep the Passover. You got that because ain't nothing we can do about about the bond in jail. Where they gonna get lamb from?
Right.
What they gonna do? Say, no, nigga, you ain't getting no lamb up in there. Where you think you at? We're gonna put some bologna in that lamb juice. That's the best you gonna get. No, you're not gonna get it in there. But bread and wine is because flour, and they may make some hooch. You don't never know, but juice will symbolize that as well, the way you can break bread if you in bond.
But even if it's in your conscience,
Yeah.
then you're doing it.
Yeah.
It's in your heart.
Especially if you get the leavening out before you bite that cracker. You bite that cracker and you believe, well, they got some good points, the Jehovah's Witnesses or these ones chasing dinner, oh, they got some good points, and you bite that cracker.
You eating in defilement.
Yeah, you in that bunny rabbit adultery doctrine that where you'll accept anything, you'll be with anybody. Hang out with them and then try to creep in the Passover late after everybody chilling. You know, come in, slapping a few fives, and then you just have been over there eating unworthy bread full of leavening, and now you're here for some unleavened bread, think it's going to counter it. It's like eating 2 big burgers to go, and then think you can drink a Diet Coke. It's going to keep me slim. Any questions or concerns too bad? Also, y'all read 1 Tim 4, where it says you can pray over anything like Christianity teach. The script says those that know the truth, that everything you pray over must be sanctified. And that means to be made holy. You ain't gonna never find where pork was made holy or anything on that unclean list was made holy to eat. So you can't pray over what's not sanctified. You You know why? Because they keep it to pork, and it says every creature. So can you pray over cannibalism? That will have to be added as well.
Get this reading of Psalms 95 with the Most High's commission
Yes,
in
sir.
the name of His only begotten Son. Oh, come, let us sing unto the Elohim.
Yeah.
Let us make a joyful noise to the rock of our salvation.
Yes.
Let us come before His presence with thanksgiving.
Yes, sir.
And make a joyful noise unto Him with song.
Yes.
For the Elohim is great, Yahweh, and a great king above all gods.
Yes, sir.
In His hands are the deep places of the earth. The strength of the hills is His also. The sea is His, and He made it. And His hands formed the dry land.
Yes, sir.
Oh, come, let us worship and bow down. Let us kneel before the Elohim, our Maker.
Yes.
For He is our power.
Yes, sir.
And we are the sheep, the people of His pasture.
Yes, sir.
And the sheep of His hand.
Yes.
Today, if ye will hear His voice, harden not your heart as in the provocation, and as in the day of temptation in the wilderness, when your fathers tempted me, proved me, and saw my work.
Yes, sir.
40 years long was I grieved with this generation, and said, it is a people that do err in their heart, and they have not known my ways. Unto whom I swear in my wrath, that they should not enter into my rest.
Hallelujah! Selah! Y'all see that second rest it's talking about? We worried about this Friday or Saturday in this land, and it ain't gonna matter in the long run. We're not telling you not to keep the Sabbath, but what we're telling you is seek that other rest.
So what's the scriptures on the edge then?
On the edge, yeah. Look, I'm glad you said that. Let me give y'all these ones on the edge so y'all understand this. Thank you, sister. Who's that for? Your dad? Who? That's your pawpaw? Okay, he said, he put that in the offering. He said, that's my pawpaw. Put it in that blue box. Look, put it in that blue box over there. But look, put it in that blue box over there, bro. Look at that blue box. Come here, Sean. Oh, he going around. He was told to go around. Young man obedient right there. He told not to cut in front of the camera. Yes, sir. Okay, y'all, eggs, check this out. Deuteronomy 22:6, write this down. 22:6. If a bird's nest chance to be before thee in the way, in any tree, a bird's nest, or on the ground, whether they be young ones or eggs, and the dam sitting upon the young, that's the mother of anything. The dam is called a dam. Of the young be upon the eggs, thou shalt not take the dam with a young. So you can't take eggs from anything from a mother that's sitting on the eggs, because they're still going through their process. Job 39:14. It talks about the ostrich now. The ostrich, which leaves her eggs in the earth and warm them in the dust, but she don't take care of them. She leave her eggs in the dirt. They're unattendable. No, they're unattendable, and they're ostrich based off of how the mother treats them. They're not taken care of. Anything could be in them. Spiders could be in them. Because she just have them, she bury them in the dirt, and then she going about her business. She don't even come back to sit on them.
What scripture is that?
That's Job 39:14, but you can bag it up in there. And then you got, okay, hold on, I want to get the Isaiah 34. No, I don't want that one. And now this about the serpent, Isaiah 59:5. They hatch cockatrice eggs, serpent eggs, or spider eggs, and weave the spider's web. He that eateth of their eggs dieth, and they which is crushed break it out into a viper. So you can't eat snake eggs. You can't eat spider eggs.
You hear that, Uriah?
Well, I hope Uriah didn't eat eggs. He just breathed.
He breathed.
And look, Jeremiah 17:11. As the partridge sitteth on eggs and hatches them not, so he that getteth riches not by right shall leave them in the midst of days. and at his end shall be a fool. So it's saying even if a bird sit on her eggs and she ain't, and she's not hatching them the right way, it's like a man that ain't taking care of his responsibilities. Because a mother's supposed to sit on the eggs till they get to the point. And then, you can't take eggs if a mother's sitting on them. If you come across and ain't no mother there or no hen sitting on them, you can gather the eggs like you gather chicken eggs every morning. The mother ain't sitting on them eggs. You ain't supposed to reach up under her. You're supposed to get the eggs that are sitting there after she had the eggs, she gone by the bin, then you're able to take the eggs. But you can't just get out the way, heifer. Give me all these. We hungry. Inflation. We short of eggs. That don't mean you can eat any egg. But y'all read it about an ostrich in Job 39, you'll see that the ostrich eggs, he hide his head in the sand, and they don't even go back and check on their eggs. That's what it's talking about. So you will be eating unattended eggs, so you don't know how they've been grown. Would you eat out of somebody's garden and you don't know what they use to, it look pretty, but if he tell you it was made with German Shepherd doo-doo, that's his what? Fertilizer. You be questioning that. See, you wouldn't be too bad about a cow, but if he say, man, that's full of German Shepherd dung and Rottweiler dung, boy, that's why they so green.
Rottweiler dung?
Yeah. And let us get to you still on T-By?
Yeah.
Just want to say this last one about herbs. Sea moss is a ocean cleaner. It cleans all the algae out there. Yes, it will clean infection out of you, but it's not designed for you to clean you. It's designed to clean the filth in the ocean. So you can't use it for certain perfect things. Yeah, it may be in some medicine, but if it ever uses just to hit it and quit it. If you put it in your diet, it's going to clean out things it's not supposed to. Because it don't have no marker of what I'm supposed to clean. It looks for infection, jumps on it. That's why when they give you those drugs, they say only take them for 5 days, and then you got to get off of them.
Right.
All those ceilings and different things, they say you have to get off them, but it'll alter your system a little bit. And it does what?
It does not bear seed.
It does not bear seed. Mushrooms is a fungus. They grow on trees in wet area. They're not seed bearing. They grow from moss and fungus. That's why you see mold, you'll see mushrooms there. So we can't eat them. I don't care if it say portobello. Find where they get portobellos from. And what we're talking about is fungus in the earth. The herbs that he gave us do not produce that. They're seed bearing.
That's right.
They bear seed. Sea moss don't do that. Mushrooms don't do that. So y'all, we have to be careful. And if in doubt, do without. If you've been on it, then go back and do some more research on it. You're looking at it, but it stopped me from hurting over here. Well, a lot of things that stop you from hurting over there. High blood pressure pills make your head stop hurting, but then you may have runny bowels. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So one thing will fix one thing, and then you got another problem. You can't take penicillin every day. You can't take penicillin because you're going to the nasty woman joint. You can't get ready and figure, I ain't going to have no issue because I'm prepared. I done loaded up with sea moss.
You got a bunch of issues.
And I'm going to that heifer with the nasty woman disease. I'm Superman in the loins. Let's go down.
You issues.
All right, done.